Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. I am Ketchup.
And I am Mustard.
And you're watching the very first European Top 8 for the EU Mortal Kombat X Pro League presented by Xbox.
That's right, we're going to see who today out of the top 8 players we have will be walking away with the chunk of that prize money, as well as those all-important placement points to see if they will be able to secure their spot in the top 16 finals for ESL, which will be going on later in July as well. So a quick rundown of what's up for grabs today. There will be weekly tournaments online, free to enter, open to anyone. So if you yourself want to get involved, do head over to esl.gg/MKX Pro League, where you too can enter these free to enter weekly tournaments. They will play through every Sunday through to top 16, where they will then get broadcast live on this channel every week as you go along. And there is $1,000 to be won every week as well, along with the grand prize of $50,000 if you do manage to make your way to the finals. But don't think that you at home, the players are not the only one that will walk away with some cool prizes today. You yourself at home on Twitch chat can win some prizes in our prediction point system. In the Twitch chat before each set, you want to simply do !predict, followed by the amount of points that you'd like to spend, followed by the player you think will win the set. You start with 10 points, so spend them wisely, and the higher you place and the more successful you are, the higher chance you have of winning a Scorpion bobblehead or a copy of the game. So it's all pretty cool. If you guys want to follow the progress on this tournament and future tournaments in terms of brackets, player placements, etc., you can follow ESL, Mortal Kombat, and NetherRealm on Twitter. You can follow ESL, Mortal Kombat, and Mortal Kombat on Facebook, and ESL and Mortal Kombat Community Manager on YouTube. So as I've said before, there is a weekly $1,000 to be won every week throughout the entire duration of this league. We'll have a quick look now how that's going to get broken up to the winners. First place will take home $500 every week, followed by second place with $300, and then third and fourth respectively will take home $100. But that is not all. They will get, more importantly, the placement points to see if they can guarantee a spot in the top 16 finals in Burbank, California, where the top 5 point earners across the whole league will be sent to that tournament to compete for that $50,000 prize pot. As you can see, first place will win 100 points, and the points will go all the way down until 32nd place. Speaking of Burbank in California, though, some of you guys may recognize Mustard and myself. I was one of the competitors, and Mustard was one of the commentators and analysts of the Fatal 8 exhibition tournament in Burbank, California. Sonic Fox pretty much dominated, regrettably. And for those that may have potentially missed that show, we've put together a little compilation video to really show what Mortal Kombat X can do on a competitive front. So, hope you guys enjoy it.
Get hyped, ladies and gentlemen. $7,500 is on the line today. We crown the champion of the Fatal 8. Let's get started.
Oh, here we go. And our first fatality of the tournament. He's getting balled in the corner, and wow. And there it is. The first brutality.
The brutality!
Can you get out of this?
Oh!
Extended! I don't believe it! Wow! It was a double KO. Carl now pressing in the corner. Oh, jump out, perfect time, but there's the spin!
Oh my gosh!
Wow, he makes that big adjustment that he needs to make.
All right,
okay,
that works.
Starts off.
Just throw it out. Gets that bar.
Still in Thunder God. Okay, very insistent. Overhead, okay, let's see what he can do.
Oh! Overhead!
Still has the standing and goes for the grab. Look at all that bar he's working on still.
Here it comes.
And Tyrant seals the deal.
Oh, and a punish. It's going to be a good amount of damage for Forever King, and he's pushing him towards the corner. That's exactly what he wants.
He has to break.
Nice.
There we go.
It's getting very close here. Oh, lands neutral, and there it is.
That's it. 5-1 to Mitt.
Wow, Sonic Fox is on a mission.
Just needs one hit right now.
Nice hands here.
Carl just needs one hit as well.
Oh my God!
Is he not going to get it? Is he not going to get it?
This is it.
That's it!
MIP!
This is exactly where Sonic Fox wants to keep him. It's,
Oh,
wow.
neutral air.
Safe. Oh, dashes in. This could be
way.
it. And that's going to be it.
Sonic Fox!
Champion, the Fatal 8.
So as you saw there, the Fatal 8 was a global exhibition, which was the players invited were from around the world. So today we're looking at just Europe. So let's see, going into week 1, what sort of games are on the table? We've got some really interesting top 8 action on the go here. So we've got players like Sumerian, Nivek, and Foxy Grandpa, players that some of you may recognize at this point. So far in these pre-seasons, it's been pretty much UK and Greece exclusively. Obviously, Foxy winning 2 of the pre-seasons, Nivek winning the other 2. But here in the top 8, we have actually a really diverse
top 8. We have people from all over the place. Some players that you may not know, or players that we may not know that much about from NRS games in the past, but here they are in the top 8 making a name for themselves. We're going to go into our first game today, which is going to be Fasol versus Mad Props. In terms of Fasol, he's pretty much a really solid player in every new game that he plays. I've had the pleasure of playing against him with every new fighting game that comes out. When I play online, who do I find? Fasol. Is he really good? Of course he is. And here he is with Mortal Kombat X, no exception, and he's ready to play in this top 8, and he wants to win that $500.
I mean, it looks like he is going to be here today. I mean, I've not seen him play this game particularly before, but his card does have Katana all over it, so I'm assuming he's going to play some Katana, but it's a question of what variation, because obviously the game's coming up on almost a month old at this point, so that's plenty of time. That's plenty of time for players to learn multiple variations, multiple characters, but we'll see if we see a sort of loyalty to their picks today, I suppose.
Alright, guys and girls, we are about to kick off this next game. You have 3 minutes starting from now to make your predictions. Do you think Mad Props or Fasol is going to win the set? It's done by Twitch chat, !prediction, followed by the points you'd like to spend, followed by the player, and if it's successful, you'll have a high chance of winning one of these cool little things. I know we're going to be going straight into the game soon. Looks like both players are ready to go.
Remember, guys, pay attention to TwitchBot if you want some more information on basically how to do this prediction system. It will happen every week, and these bobbleheads are really cool and quite exclusive, so I'd recommend taking part if you can.
I've got one.
You never know.
I've got one. It's really cool.
I've got one as well. Oh, fantastic.
Snap. Cool. Looks like we're going to be good to go here. Almost, both players. But in terms of Mad Props, I mean, have we seen Mad Props play many characters in the past?
Well, I've not seen him present in the in any sort of like documented or streamed footage so far, so I'm curious to see how it's going to go, because obviously this is week 1, so a lot of players we're seeing are kind of like, you know, surprise players out of the woodwork, and today is very much the first time we'll have seen them play. Regardless how long they've been playing, if this is the first time we've seen them, then, you know, there's a lot of people watching. There's a lot to prove, especially with what's on the line.
But I think no slouch making top 8 in any tournament, especially one like this. I think I'm more excited to see if someone's going to actually be able to dethrone Nivek or Foxy. They've pretty much been the 2 dominant players in this entire league so far, and there are some players here that have made top 8 that we haven't seen make top 8 before, whether they've been waiting for the actual official, you know, the start of the proper league to begin, or whether they've just been sort of leveling up in preparation for it. And they may not have entered this ESL preseason stuff in a hope to pretty much maybe hide some tech or some strategies that you may not want people to see.
Well, exactly, that's what I was about to say. Like, I mean, there's always the option of the preseasons. They may not have been streamed directly like this, but there were still people were taking part in them. People were participating. So was it a question of, I want to save all my stuff when the league begins, when the points are on the line? Because obviously the preseasons, the money was up for grabs, but no points. So it was kind of, you know, a practice, as it were, I suppose, for a lot of players. But at the same time, the players that did take part are now used to how these tournaments run and now have that edge of they're aware of how it's going to go. Whereas if you're coming into this fresh because you wanted to hide all of your tech, or you wanted to sort of, you know, just practice that whole time, then you might find yourself lacking in experience in comparison.
I think potentially the idea of that would be potentially not make that $500 in the preseason, to almost guarantee more $500 when the season begins.
Or even $50,000.
That's a pretty big difference.
Yeah.
I mean, as we've mentioned here, guys, 5 Europeans over the course of this league will be sent to Burbank. That is huge for European players. Normally when it comes to tournaments for Mortal Kombat and Injustice, it's been, you know, if a European or someone like that will be at an American tournament, it's normally just 1 or 2 players. This time 5 players have a chance to come. That's big. It's a good opportunity for every player taking part. Obviously, these are tournaments that you at home can enter yourself. If you see these guys play and you think you can take them, or if you just want to take part in it yourself, have a chance to win that $500 every week, then you've got a good chance. I mean, these are free to enter. There's no reason not to if you've got an Xbox One.
Remember, guys, it's esl.gg/MKX Pro League to find what website you can visit, because not only is that where you sign up for the tournaments, that's also where you can follow the brackets live as they go in the pre-stages as well, and also find out, you know, rules and regulations, because right now Spectral Ermac is banned along with Mournful Katana due to certain reasons, but you know, you have to pay attention to those websites and the rules to make sure you're aware of what's going on.
Looks like both players are ready to go here. Fasol slapping us both in the face. Are you going to go Kung Lao instead of Katana and disappoint me? I like Katana. We haven't seen much Katana yet.
Well, we'll see. I mean, you know, sort of without saying, Foxy Grandpa has become quite known for his Kung Lao across various MK games, and Buzzsaw Kung Lao is very reminiscent to Mortal Kombat 9 Kung Lao, and the fact that it does give him access to his low hat toss.
Here we go. He's gone Kung Lao, and we actually have Bojitsu Kung Jin from Mad Props. Very much a dominant force, this character so far. Done really well in so many tournaments worldwide. We have the Mortal Kombat Cup in the UK where Kung Jin was very strong. A lot of American tournaments where Kung Jin is also very strong. We had Kung Jin players in the CIS top 8, which Cheap Eddie managed to take with Johnny Cage. And we're going to go straight in. Alternate colours as well, so it's all good. That's one thing you want to look out for here. Both players, very footsie oriented. Both characters are going to play that ground game. But Mojitsu has much more range and those true 50-50s. Buzzsaw Kung Lao does give him access to these low hat tosses, so you now have to block low. But that said, Mojitsu controls the space a bit better. Kung Lao needs to get in and be so aggressive to win.
Well, Mad Props did start things off with using his armor, the armor launcher, to interrupt the pressure, which is something both characters can do. This will be a very back and forth game, as you can see, with Mad Props, originally on the back foot, using a lot of meter here. Faso with a good punish on the EX spin. Will he use the environment? No, goes to the low hat, maybe goes to the setup.
I think one of the big options there was that he managed to fight his way out of the corner. When Kung Jin corners the opponent, a lovely meter burn spin. The counter poking is so strong. One of the things that Buzzsaw Lao can do is bait you into pressing a button. If I think you're pressing a button, I'm going to meter burn spin you and launch you. And that's going to go round 1 to Faso.
It's a question of how he's going to deal with it, really, because in round 1, it was very close, but he used a lot of meter to deal with these situations. But he's now sitting at a whiffed arrow where he gets fully punished for.
There was no punish on that double overhead, unfortunately. That's a full combo punishable double overhead from Kung Lao. Maybe he expected he was going to commit something, but here comes Kung Lao in the corner. Super pressure on the go. And here comes those low hatch shenanigans. Is he going to armor? Right as I say it, he tries to armor out of the corner, but that's a really good read from Fasol, and he's still in the corner. This is bad for him.
Fasol is keeping calm and collective right now. He knows he hasn't got to take any unnecessary risks, but he might do at this point because he's got such the life lead, and that will be game 1 straight to Fasol. A very quick game. I mean, I think we're going to see fast games with fast characters, and you've got Bujitsu Kung Jin and Buzzsaw Lao. These matches are going to be quick. Like, they're all going to be very, very quick.
This is a game about the corner. Okay, so the wake-up system in the game is slightly different. A lot of wake-up attacks don't have invincibility. By wake-up attack, I mean doing a special move off the ground. Normally in other games, those moves have invincibility on them. Not in Mortal Kombat X. So when you're put in the corner, you're pretty much free to the opponent's mix-up. You have to guess right. So Bojitsu Kung Jin and Buzzsaw Kung Lao, both really strong corner game characters. They're going to put you in the corner and then just wreck you all day. We saw a clear-cut example there where Fasol had him in the corner and it's just relentless. He couldn't... No room to breathe.
Well, something I noticed was when Mad Props had armor available and he had his meter so he could armor out of this, well, the pressure, I suppose, he was using it. Like, as soon as he got that bar, it was gone, just like that. But then when he found himself without meter, his defense was quite, I don't want to say fragile, but he was very on edge without meter, because obviously having meter gives you that defensive option, but hopefully just, shakes it off, goes straight into game 2.
I foresee that may have been a meter burn spin that he accidentally mistimed there, but he's going to try and keep him far away. That's one of the things Buzzsaw Kung Lao can do. The hat regenerates so quickly when tossed. He can somewhat zone in this variation. Bojitsu Kung Jin has to get in, really. But it doesn't really matter, because now here we go. Mad Props having Fasol in the corner, and here comes Kung Jin. He tries to bait a spin, but he's unsuccessful. No, he punished there. Oh my god, meter burn spin. He's getting so much mileage out of these meter burn spins right now. And here we go. A lot of baiting. When they're doing their blocking, they're both waiting for an armored attack, because both characters have really strong armor. But here we go. Speaking of armor, he blows it straight through with the meter burn spin there.
I don't think there's been a point in this match where Mad Props has had more than a bar of meter and it's outside of the first hit, but he does manage to take the first round by using it that aggressively.
I mean, the thing is, Kung Jin can get 37% in this variation meterless. He doesn't really use his meter on combo damage, so he can save it on other things. That's no punish on the spin! Oh my days!
He can't. Again, if Kung Jin has that damage available, this the Kung Lao spin is a staple move to punish in Mortal Kombat. He can punish it harder than most of the cast. You want to make sure you're getting that damage whenever you can.
Dive kick also full combo punishable. A lot of players, I think they're kind of feeling each other out. But here comes these overhead low hat shenanigans. Good bait on the armor, but he actually hasn't got the hat available, so he can't really punish it strongly. But he has a hat back now, so that's all good to go.
It looks like Mad Props is playing on a lot of reads. He's not hit confirming as much, even though he is doing it sometimes. He's not doing it every time.
Hard reads.
But he's doing a lot of some really risky dive kicks and arm interruptions. So he's playing a lot on hard reads. He wants to just outsmart the other guy by just thinking, I know what you're going to do. Here's my answer to it. But unfortunately, he's just incorrect a few other times. It's costing quite a lot of life, but he is still 1 round away from taking game 2 here.
I think one of the issues is that, as you mentioned, he's always only on a bar of meter. The second he gets a bar, he'll spend it, like right there. So the second he gets a bar, he tries to spend it. Unfortunately now, if you get tagged by something, because he's so free with it, he's spending it so freely, he has nothing to break and he has nothing to defend himself with. And here comes those low hat shenanigans once more. As you've seen, guys, this is pretty much 100% corner pressure from both characters.
Though Mad Props is out of the corner, but he does accidentally use that meter mid-screen. Now meterless, but he can win here with damage, and there's the EX spin!
He's just not respecting those spins, unfortunately. I mean, I think he has it in him to pull it back. He has it in him to pull it back. Kung Jin is a character that can make these comebacks.
Well, they're close rounds. That's the thing. They're very close rounds. So if you get to that point that you don't get completely destroyed, then it doesn't matter if you're 2-0 down. If you could have won either game, then just shake it off and move on to the next one like that.
The reality is, although the meter burn spin is a threat, if he thinks you're going to press a button, a meter burn spin's going to come. But if you read that, if you know he's going to meter burn spin to try and counter poke you, just block it, and you get a full combo. As we mentioned, Kung Jin, Bojitsu getting 37% meterless damage over the 40s with one single bar. So if he ever gets a good read and a good scout on these meter burn spins, not only is Fasol going to lose the bar from those spins, but he's going to get full combo punished.
Well, something that Lao has over Kung Jin in this match is if it's armor versus armor, be it an attack that can blow through an attack versus an attack that can blow through an attack, Kung Lao's meter burn spin, especially in Buzzsaw, hits multiple times.
Exactly.
So if they collide armor, Kung Lao's going to win that every time because Kung Lao will take the hit from Kung Jin. His spin will hit multiple times, and he'll just blow straight through it.
Here we go, though. Mad Prop's going for a character change. He's gone for Raiden. He's gone. I think it's Thunder God as well. He's gone for Raiden. Raiden, another very strong character. He also has 50/50s. They chew through a lot of armor because of the rapid hitting. Has he gone Thunder God? Let's check the variation. Yeah, Thunder God. Okay, so let's see if Fasol can pull this through.
Something worth pointing out in this match is Mad Prop's going Raiden, especially in this variation. Thunder God Raiden has an incredible meter build. So if Fasol does block a lot, he's going to find himself with a lot more meter than he had with Kung Jin, which, if he's willing to spend it as he's shown us, then that will be really good for him.
But here comes that relentless Kung Lao pressure. Once again, Mad Prop's in the corner. Lovely grab. He's going to keep him there, I think. He'll keep him in the corner. That's a good call. Is a wake-up attack going to come? He does corner himself. That is one of the things that some players do. They go for the pressure and they put themselves in the corner, but that wasn't really an issue because now here is Fasol on match point.
But at the same time, that might be why Fasol decided to put himself in that situation, that he had the meter. He was almost baiting the momentum change, but then bam, meter burn spin comes and just says no to that.
That's another one thing that Kung Lao does really well is that jumping hat strike. Amazing hitbox on it. It's very hard to anti-air and it's a great air-to-air tool. But this entire set has pretty much been entirely Fasol. You can tell Mad Props is trying to get stuff going, but without meter he can't really
punish.
There's no punish on that double overhead. That's pretty much one of the most punishable strings in the whole game.
Especially if you're fighting a character as powerful as Thunder God Raiden. You want to make sure that your punishes are on point. You need to make sure you're doing your homework and making sure that these moves are not going unpunished. Does manage to take Fasol into the corner.
There's the bait! Full combo punish! He has to make this count! Oh my days! He drops it, but the chip is enough to kill, so that's not a huge issue. Mad Props living to fight another day.
He was so plus on that combo that block was guaranteed. So even though he did drop, he dropped it at the perfect point. But he does manage to take a round back. This is still his game. He can bring this one back. Neither player is seeing any bar of meter, which means that Kung Lao is not going to have as many meter burn spins to worry about. Just decide to finish the string.
And here comes the meter build on those combo strings that Thunder God gets access to. And that's one thing the low hat does. It doesn't do damage. The low hat doesn't hurt, but the counter poke once again. Pretty much the entire set, Mad Props has not really been respecting that meter burn spin, and he's getting blown up for it.
He's catching pressing buttons in between the strings.
This is hard to pull back from. Oh my god, he jumped over it. Oh my god, we're so nearly done. No. We're so nearly done. He's living, he's fighting, and he gets spat out. Meter burn spin. What a fitting way to end that set. What a fitting way. Meter burn spin.
Does unfortunately whiff the uppercut and finish him, so it wasn't quite as an exclamation mark as he wanted it to be. But that is a 3-0 set. That is a 3-0 set right there. That is a relentless Buzzsaw Kung Lao. I mean, he took out Bojitsu Kung Jin and Thunder God Raiden.
Two of the strongest characters.
Two very strong characters in this game. So if he can start things off strong like that, guaranteeing himself a minimum of 4th place. So Fasol has now guaranteed himself at least $100 for just that win alone. And that was a 3-0 set. Very, very powerful play from Fasol. But, well played to Mad Props. Mad Props receives Mad Props.
Good joke. Good joke, Mustard. But anyway, I think the thing about that was what a fitting way to end the set on a meter burn spin. A very powerful tool in the game, and it's just something that Mad Props didn't really respect at all. But the thing is, the one round he had it pulled back with Raiden was when he blocked the wake-up meter burn spin.
That's what turned it. That is the one play that turned the whole match. But at the same time, it's all well and good saying, if he's got meter, respect the spin. But as soon as Kung Lao thinks you're going to start respecting the meter burn spin after a low hat, and he thinks he's just going to block, that's going to open up so much more potential for him. So he's just going to build. He's just going to throw more hats at you. Yep. He's going to build loads more meter. He's going to mix it up, basically.
Go for a grab.
And he's going to know that he can do more than just spin after that.
The threat of the spin is enough, let alone the move itself. The threat that it exists is enough. But that was really good. Fasol's going to be moving forward. But again, Mad Props making top 8. I mean, that's not an easy feat. Huge congratulations to him. But we're going to be setting up the next match now, guys. I'm going to be going to a short break. Don't go anywhere.
See you later.
Peggy 18. I've long regretted losing our comrades' souls to Netherrealm's evil. Kung Lao, Liu Kang, they were like sons. You do not deserve to rejoin us.
I serve Shinnok and the Netherrealm.
You are surrounded. What will you do?
My father always spoke highly of you, Sub-Zero. He wants to talk.
Talking, always his first choice.
Okay, let's try pummel.
More visions, Raiden? Do you still see the future?
Welcome back, everybody, to what will be the second game of Week 1 of the European Top 8 for Mortal Kombat X, the European Online Pro League, presented by Xbox. Excuse me. But we will be seeing Foxy Grandpa coming up against Tough Gong even, very soon. If any of you guys have been following the Mortal Kombat scene for the last couple of years, you'll probably be aware of who Foxy Grandpa is.
This guy's no slouch. I mean, the reality is Foxy at Evolution in 2012, he eliminated Rio, he eliminated Tom Brady, he eliminated a lot of good players at that tournament. He is no joke. And here he is in top 8, going against Tough Gong. He is a active enthusiast of Kung Lao. So we just saw Fasol's Buzzsaw Kung Lao, and we're going to be seeing Foxy's Buzzsaw Kung Lao also. I think it's a very strong variation. It's a very strong character. It's a very strong character, both characters going with it, and it's a good variation for him. Arguably his best right now. Starting from now, guys, you have 3 minutes to make your prediction once more. Do you think Foxy's going to win, or do you think Tough Gong's going to take it? Is it going to be Buzzsaw Lao? We're going to see a Buzzsaw mirror match. You have 3 minutes starting from now. This is done by Twitch chat, ! prediction, followed by your points, followed by the player you think's going to win.
But again, you know, going into some players are more recognizable, I suppose, in the Nivek, the Foxy Grandpas. But then, you know, you have players like Tough Gong, who again have made their way to top 8. And as you said before, that's not an easy feat, especially for the European scene. So he is here again, to play Foxy, but I've not seen him play before. So I'm very interested to see who he plays. But one thing I have noticed is that he's ranked 50 in the Lin Kuei. And I like that.
Ooh, I like that.
So I'm automatically rooting for him now.
Cool. So we've got instant bias now. Of course. Is that the guy we want to win? Are we going against Foxy, though? Is he going to have a go at us afterwards?
Sorry, Foxy. It's not now, man. It's not your time.
All right, cool. So anyway, though, we have the characters here. He has the Dan Forden picture. So, I mean, we can't really tell who's going to pick. it's going to be a complete surprise. This is what really excites me, though, about these online leagues, is that the fact that these online tournaments are free to enter by anybody with an Xbox One. Entering them is no longer a difficult thing. It's not, you know, I have to go to this live event, I have to book my travel, I have to book a hotel, I have to find where it is, all that sort of normal, traditional tournament problems, I suppose. You can just do it online. You can do it from the comfort of your own room, basically, you know, where you play games every day. Only now you can do it to win massive amounts of money. But it opens up for a chance of new players that we don't know about to come out and perform. Obviously, we have players like, even like players that people may not have seen on the public light. I mean, we have players like, you know, Sonic Fox and the North American side of this. Actually was eliminated before top 16 by a player called Killstreak, who, to my knowledge, is a SoCal player. By far is the biggest upset of this entire competitive league so far. But everyone in SoCal knew about Killstreak, okay? But no, on the sort of the broad circuit, he wasn't as known. But these ESL tournaments have helped him come out and make a name for himself, as has everyone here that are in top 8 that players may not have heard of in the past. And it's really good for us because we can see these players come about, and they're really strong. And it was just because they couldn't make it to tournaments. Now this is their chance to really show who they are and what they've got. Remember, you at home, if you want to enter these tournaments, they play through every Sunday through until top 16, and then they finish on Wednesdays, where the top 16 will be broadcast live on NetherRealm's Twitch. You too can get involved at esl.gg, or gg.esl/MKX Pro League to find out how you too can enter. Because if you get through to this top 16 final, that's your name on the board. People are going to know who you are, and you can do it just by playing online. That's all you've got to do. Obviously, you've got to take into account that Burbank, the prize pot too, minimum of $50,000. Minimum $50,000. Wow. For playing Mortal Kombat, that's not bad. So both players here setting up, ready to go. As expected, looks like Foxy Grandpa will be going with Buzzsaw Lau. I have, Ketchup and I being like very enthusiastic Mortal Kombat players ourselves, we play with Foxy Grandpa quite a lot. Along with a lot of the other guys, the Omega K, Used for Glue, a lot of other players that people know about from the UK crew. So we've seen this guy play a lot. We know that he plays multiple variations of Kung Lao, but he's only really played Kung Lao. So in that situation, he might find himself lacking certain matchup knowledge because he's been exclusively playing this one character. Sometimes when you play a character, it's not just getting matchup knowledge by playing against the character. Sometimes you would learn the character yourself, and when you've learned the character, you kind of have that mindset of, okay, as a Kano player or as a Melina player, now I know what my tendencies would be. In this situation, what would I do? And that kind of helps translate. But here we go, solidly into Kung Lao. And I think we're going to have Jax. I did see Tough Gong pick Pumped Up Jax. This should be a really good set. Here we go. Again, two very aggressive characters, both covered in armor, but Foxy Grandpa does manage to take the first hit, does go things straight in with a throw. Much like the first set, both characters, strong corner games, another meter burn spin, so much mileage as a Kung Lao player. Here come those low hat shenanigans, but armor just goes straight through. Foxy now in the corner. Very smart wake up from Tough Gong there. Foxy does have some really hard to block low situations from that EX low hat. Tough Gong's wake up was a good idea there. These low hat shenanigans are just so much. I mean, they're on block, they're -5, but they just have, the threat of it is always there. At any point, a low hat is going to come, and if you hit it, you eat the next mix up. Yeah, or a meter burn spin. It's a really strong game. A really strong game. Well, that's where the intimidation comes from, because if you get hit by that low hat, you have to respect any option he has after it. But if you block it, you still have to worry about the spin. But at the same time, Jax has some really good normals, some really good frames, and he's covered in armor. Foxy's very familiar with this matchup as well, because one of our UK players, Omega K, plays Jax. So he's familiar with what buttons to press. But obviously, Tough Gong, no slouch either. He knows what he's doing with his character. That is unsafe on block. Obviously, Jax can do his straight punch, but he can also, at the last minute, cancel it into an overhead, which hits overhead, sorry, and juggles, but is unsafe on block. And that one dash punch is pretty much huge. He's now in the corner. He's fought his way out, which is very strong. Good block on the overhead. Tough Gong make some really cool mix-ups right now, but unfortunately it was blocked, and that will probably be a brutality. Oh, of course, it's Foxy, so he's going to brutality it. Why not? He does that all the time. The second he meter burn spins you or combos you, learn from this. Every time. Every time, without fail. That was a swift game one. That was a swift game one. But the thing is that, like I said before, that's going to happen when you've got these characters that play that quick. They're explosive characters. Jax and Kung Lao are both very much, they'll play the sort of conservative game, but they get that one touch and it's it. You know, that's where their momentum begins. It's such a momentum-heavy game, is Mortal Kombat X. The second they land that one touch, it's either corner carry or it's just knockdown pressure. Both Jax and Kung Lao have that. I mean, Jax is very much, he's definitely better in this game than he was in Mortal Kombat 9. He plays a similar game, but he does it way better. It's an arguable point.
I think you'll find. But, you know, I can see what might make that be the case.
My opinions are always
especially with the whole variation system. But that's what you've got to take into account when you lose a match like that. It looks like he has stuck with pumped up right now, but you have to think, when you lose a match like that, the tools you get in your other variations, would they have helped you more in that set?
Also, it's nice to kind of stick with the character, because if you know that it wasn't really the fault of your character, it was more stuff that you did, you know that you can stick with the character and then just adapt and adjust to what the player's doing. So we're going to go straight back in. Obviously, we have Buzzsaw versus Pumped Up once again.
Wow, dash punches straight over the low hat. Might actually be worth keeping that in mind, see if that's something you can do consistently.
Oh, good anti-air on the down 2 though. He's not going to let him jump in with that. Here comes pressure from Jax. But here comes on the hit into more low hat shenanigans. Can he block high or is he going to block low? He's going to get grabbed. That is the pressure. Here we go. He's sitting at 2 bars though. He's got about 50% health left. That's all the health he needs to make a comeback here. But oh, the hit confirm from Foxy Grandpa. He's going to try and... Oh, he tries to wake up but without using the bar to do so. So it's completely punishable. No invincibility on it whatsoever.
Tuff does use his last bar of meter at quite a significant life deficit. That's something you have to sort of really take into account is it worth it? Is it worth... Even if the move you're trying to use your meter on hits, is it worth it with the amount of health you're going to have left? We'll see if he can make the adjustment here. Oh, it does get anti-air. That meter burn spin's just a foolproof anti-air, especially from that range.
I mean, it's so armored, and it has such a good hitbox on it. If you jump into Kung Lao with meter, you're probably not going to get away with it. And here comes on the grab. I mean, as we've saw before, again, another set that just seems so heavily based on Kung Lao. The other opponent just not getting a chance to do anything. I mean, Jax is an aggressive character, but he's just getting shut down. He's not getting a chance to get anything going. And here comes the corner carry once again. He has no meter to wake up. Here comes more low hat pressure. And
oh, wow.
That's going to be game 2.
Unfortunately, just the back of his heels get clipped by the meter burn low hat.
That's one of the things that Foxy has been really refining in Buzzsaw, and we've seen it firsthand after playing him so much, is the meter burn low hat, the one that slowly grinds across the floor. It's a low. But he has lows, he has a low hat and he has an overhead.
But he can hold it as well.
But he can hold it in place. So the thing is, he's got this really horrible pressure, which you just saw, where a low hat's on the ground, but then another string is coming. At the second the hat connects, you have to block it low. And that's just one of the things he can do.
Or he can almost go late and you get hit by the overhead instead.
Exactly.
So it's both convert into a full combo, which puts you straight back into the mix-up.
And a hard knockdown.
Yeah.
And if he's got meter, he'll do the same thing.
No,
it's very much kind of pseudo Doomsday from Injustice. But
it's not pleasant. It's not a pleasant experience to be on the receiving end of. But we'll see.
In that situation, also, Tuff Gong was without meter. Not that meter would have helped. I think the low hat would have chewed through the armor, but he pretty much had to take the mix-up. And in that situation,
it looks like Tuff Gong also might be making a character change here as well. Or we see him stick with Jax. No, he does decide to go back with Jax.
I think sometimes when a set doesn't work, it's worth trying a character, but at the same time, it might just be a free win for the opponent. If it's a character you're not as confident with, sometimes it's better to stick with the character.
Or it depends
on your confidence.
It might even be a character that the opponent knows better than the one that you've just picked. Like, you always have to run the risk of how much matchup knowledge does the opponent know. I mean, like I said before, the game's coming up on a month old, right? But competitively, that's not a long time, especially with a game with so many different versions of each character. That's a lot of matchup knowledge.
We have another dash punch over the low hat. I mean, that's the start of the past 2 games I've seen, but that's going to be a not necessarily hit confirm. But here comes that jumping, jailing into the teleport. That's actually very hard to get out of. And here comes double overhead, lovely double overhead, but unfortunately, here comes more pressure.
This is what we see. Tuff Gong's really playing a lot more. He's playing a lot more risky now, but he's getting some real damage on the table.
But unfortunately, that's going to be a full combo if he doesn't drop it. Let's hope these tournament nerves don't get the better of him. Unfortunately, he does drop the combo. That is huge, and that will be a full combo punish from the overhead. And now he's in the corner. Oh my days, that was such a mistake for the wake up. But unfortunately, that is a bad situation to be in.
Does manage to get the wake up overhead punch, and that will take
clutch grab. How about that?
He is not out yet. The first round does go to Tuff Gong of the set, and it was because he was making these risks.
He's not cracking.
Sometimes you have to play that risky way just to get that momentum, and he's really riding it right now.
Oh, lovely.
What a punish.
Lovely combo there. And he's going to put him into the corner as well. He has to watch out for the meter bend spin. Is he going to? If he blocks a low hat, Foxy might spin this. Here comes the grab. It jails you. It jails you into what's going to come next. And again, another wake-up spin. Not respected. Very unfortunate, but by no means is he out. I mean, this guy's Tuff Gong has showed us that he's going to compete. A lovely bait on the spin, but unfortunately doesn't get the punish on it. Although I like seeing Tuff Gong being patient now. He's played very explosive, but now he's being conservative. But unfortunately, that does take the round. But Foxy Grandpa is now sitting with 0 meter, and Tuff Gong sitting at a breaker or 2 bars. If he does manage to take Foxy into the corner, he can do some real damage with that. And also the fact that he hasn't got a meter burn spin available. So when you block these low hats, the threat of the spin is no longer there.
Wonderful break from Tuff Gong. Does crouch under the dash punch. Foxy Grandpa knows the matchup.
Shades of MK9. Poor Jax. Here we go. Oh, another anti-air, but
Luckily,
not a great hitbox. But that was, unfortunately, that wake-up just missed entirely and gave him a free combo. And now he's in the corner. This is bad. This full combo will not kill, but the next setup will.
This might be all he needs.
Oh, the super armor on the environment train. That could have saved him. That could save him. There's going to be a hard comeback, but it's possible.
On Tough Gong, he's got to really ride this momentum. Good chase on the backdash. He has a meter burn spin and it will chip. If he gets a spin, he's going to chip him out. He's got to be so careful. And here we go. And that will be it. Unfortunately, that was a really good round. That was a really good round from Tough Gong. I really like the adjustment.
Oh, of course he
Unfortunately,
him.
it just came 2 rounds too late. That's the only problem he had. Like, he really started to figure it out. But by the time he started to get that momentum, it was too late.
It was an unfortunate situation because he was in the process of making a good comeback. He had that combo string into the plus projectile, plus on block, and hit. But unfortunately, the second Kung Lao built that bar, a comeback was unlikely, even on block, because the spin moves forward, it hits multiple times and does really solid chip damage. And he had such little health that it would have been very hard for him to come back anyway. But he kept it together.
It's like we've been saying the whole time. Again, even with Faso, like when Kung Lao has that meter available, meter burn spin is just something you have to respect. Because
the threat of it is enough.
Yes,
it really is.
If you block it, yes, he is fully punishable. But it comes out so fast and hits multiple times, it's going to chew through quite a lot of aggression. So as soon as you see him with that bar, you then have to immediately start second-guessing how you approach him. But as soon as he's not got it, he's free on Wake Up. Like normal spin, like again, going back to how Wake Ups work differently in this game than they have in past games, Kung Lao with no meter is just as helpless as anyone else with no meter. No Wake Up is guaranteed unless he armors it with meter. So Tough Gong knew that, he was addressing that, and he was really going in. But as I said before, it was just a little bit too late. But you know, fair play to him. He did manage to make top 8 today, and he will secure himself some placement points as well. But again, Foxy Grandpa does move on to the semi-finals.
We're going to see, that does actually mean we're going to see, potentially, if Fasol goes with Kung Lao, a Buzzsaw mirror match. The first Kung Lao Buzzsaw mirror match of the ESL broadcast, I do believe.
Well, the thing is,
I'm very excited for that.
I know that Fasol plays Katana. I have heard he plays Katana. I've not seen it personally, but I've heard from multiple people that he has played that character in the past.
Does he want to go the mirror?
But she's a very defensive character. So will we see, when they match up, like, you know, provided the other end of the bracket goes just as aggressive as we've seen this, will we see our first sort of defensive, really reserved play of the tournament? Or do you reckon it's just going to be a train of just aggressive characters?
I mean, who knows? I mean, I'm excited to see it. I mean, I've actually not seen Foxy fight another Buzzsaw Lao yet. We know Use for Glue in the UK does play Kung Lao, and they play quite frequently. But that's across different variations. Use for Glue favours Hat Trick, whereas obviously Foxy sticking with Buzzsaw pretty much wholeheartedly.
But even then, like Tempest is usually seen as quite good in the Lao mirror match because Tempest spin
the 4-frame, the 4-frame spin.
Tempest Lao's meter burn spin punishes the low hat on block.
One of the only moves in the game that punishes low hat.
It's quite difficult to time, but you know it's a consistent punish if you get it right.
Which again is something that Kung Lao will need to respect. If he knows the threat of the Tempest spin is there, then he'll have to respect that as well. But we're going to be setting up our next match soon. We're almost good to go. But we're going to be, I think, seeing some Nivek. Nivek's a good player, and I'm looking forward to seeing him play.
Well, I know that the other 2 matches we have on the other side of the bracket, we have Sumerian and we have Nivek. 2 very strong players from Greece. They've done a lot around Europe and across Injustice and Mortal Kombat 9, really, across the last 4 years that those games have been played competitively. Really sort of putting a stamp on how good they were at those games. And here they are in top 8 as well.
It's all good though, I mean, because I think Nivek was a Raiden player in 9. Nivek's a Raiden player here too. We'll save some of this when we introduce the players, because I really want to talk about it before the match starts. That'd be quite good to kind of really introduce this player with for those that don't know. But I mean, we've seen some really good quality play here right now. And like I said, these players that, as I mentioned, like Faso as a player as well, I've said this guy will play a new game, and be instantly very good at it. And he's exactly just proven that right now with Kung Lao. He's very good at picking a character he wants to play, and then really understanding how to break that character down straight away. Kung Lao is not an easy character to start the game with. I mean, if you're against people that don't know the matchup, you can pretty much go nuts, really, for the most part. But the second you realize this character has no real 50-50 high-low game, and then you have to start enforcing the threat with things like Buzzsaw Lao, etc.
Cool. Well,
here we go.
With that said, we are going to be setting up the next game now, so we'll be going to a quick break. But please don't go anywhere. We have plenty more prediction points to be placed, more prizes to be won, and plenty of cool games up and coming. So hopefully see you guys very soon.
Takahashi Takeda, Jacqueline Briggs, Kung Jin, you are not welcome here.
Sub-Zero, let's talk.
Cassandra, you lead this group, but they do not follow. But until you function as one, you will fall short.
Our village was the epicenter of a fierce battle. A talisman with a center jewel. The Emperor grows desperate, and those caught in the middle pay the price.
If this talisman is what I suspect it to be, we may all pay a price.
Kano talked.
You know Melina's location.
And a whole rebel army.
She has the amulet, but she's got a lot of protection.
You took my throne. Now you wish to steal my means of reclaiming it?
Okay, guys, standard diamond formation. Takeda, you're on point. Jackie, bring up the rear.
What makes you our leader? What is that?
Don't know about you guys, but I'm living the dream.
Earthrealm's fate lies with you.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the first top 8 for the EU side of the Mortal Kombat X Pro League presented by Xbox. We're going to be going into the next match now, which is Nivek from Greece versus Pulsar. Before we get this match started, I'd like to make a quick announcement. We are very sorry to say, but the Sumerian versus Kanapa match, Sumerian is actually unable to play his match, and therefore Kanapa will move forward into the semi-finals straight away. But we're going to be going into this next match here, and as we see here, Kanapa is moving forward as Sumerian is unable to play. Sorry to say, he's a really good player, and I really hope he can just bring it next week.
If he made top 16 one week, he can make it any week. Like, I'm sure we'll be seeing him again very soon. But the next match will be Nivek versus Pulsar. As I said before, Nivek needs very little introduction, a very powerful player. Very powerful player.
Speaking of the prediction points, you now have, as before, 3 minutes starting from now to make your predictions. Nivek, if you think Nivek's going to win, vote for him. And if you think that Pulsar's going to win, vote for Pulsar. The higher points you have, the higher chance you have of winning some really cool stuff, like the Scorpion Bubblehead right here, copy to the game. And it's a good stuff taking part in. But we're going to be going into the next match very soon. Nivek, as we've mentioned before, this guy is a Raiden specialist. So he played Raiden exclusively in 9. And he's continued to play Raiden, especially considering Raiden is such a solid character in X. And he's done really well, as we've mentioned before, for those that may just be new to the tournament stream right now. Nivek has won 2 of the ESL pre-season stuff for the European side of this tournament. As far as I'm aware, he does use Thunder God exclusively as well. Arguably Raiden's best variation right now. A lot of people are using it and getting extremely good results in Thunder God. Nivek using it just as strong.
But that said,
I'm excited to see what he can do.
That said, Pulsar himself is no slouch. I've seen him play numerous NetherRealm games. I've seen him play MK9, Injustice, and X, and he's competent in all of them.
These guys have been around for a while.
But he's managed to make his way to top 8. You know, he's won his way here. I'm sure we'll see some really good things here, and this might even be the closest set we've seen so far. I'm hoping it is, because it's obviously a lot better to commentate a close match. So I hope that's what we see.
Absolutely.
I hope that's what we see.
As I've mentioned, I mean, these tournaments so far, they've been very much UK and Greek dominated, because, I mean, obviously there's been seasons where it's been Nivek versus Sumerian in the finals. There's been things where it's been Foxy versus Omega K in the finals, where it's been UK versus UK, Greece versus Greece, UK versus Greece, and it's kind of like, it's been quite consistent. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing if any player here can really take it to Nivek. And take it to Foxy.
But that's not to say that the UK and Greece are the only people that have been making it to the finals.
Of course.
Obviously, we saw Mitsu Owens from Germany playing up against Nivek in the last pre-season. I believe that Mitsu Owens was beating I'm Still the Daddy to make his way to the finals for that week. So we've seen a lot of people really bring it, and today we're seeing the most diversity I've seen so far in this league for Europe.
It's as we've said before, though, it's one of the things that excites me, and I'm sure I speak for Mustard too, about these online leagues, is that it gives a chance for players that may be unable to make tournaments really come online, play against these players and show that they are competent and just as good, if not better in some occasions. And here they are in top 8, making a name for themselves.
As I said before, if they make it to the top 16 in Burbank, they're they're known.
That's it.
They're going to be known players. They're going to just really explode in awareness.
Not that they won't be before then, obviously.
Oh, of course.
Here we go.
But that's it's going to be a really good opportunity. So if you at home want to get involved in these as well, please do visit gg.esl/MKX Pro League to find out how you too can get involved in these weekly free-to-enter tournaments, to see if you too can be at those top 16 tournaments and be one of those 5 qualifiers from Europe.
We've actually fought Pulsar online before. We found him, obviously, during our streams and stuff, we find these European players quite often because they're so active online, and we play them a lot.
Especially on Xbox One as well. But with the ESL thing being a reality, a lot of players have been switching to Xbox One for it. So you do have a lot of these participants practice online for that reason.
But I do wonder who Pulsar is going to use. We know Nivek's going with Raiden, but who does Pulsar play?
But do we? Because I've seen him play Kung Jin in test matches every now and then.
True, I mean, but he's a Raiden player, and this is his first time in top 8 on this stream.
I would be upset if he doesn't play Raiden.
Is he going to go? If I was in this, I'd go with my favorite character.
That makes sense.
I'd make a splash with my favorite character, but it depends on who he thinks is good enough to win. Obviously, though, Kung Jin and Thunder God Raiden are both good enough to win. So I think it just comes down to who he's most confident with.
But they're also very popular characters. Something you have to keep in mind when you decide to main a character that ends up being sometimes Flavor of the Month, sometimes just consistently popular. People are going to know how to fight those characters more often than not. They will be the characters people take into training mode that they really do their homework on. So playing a lesser known character that people might think is bad or underpowered will kind of give you that wildcard element.
You have the edge. I mean, especially if it's a character that has been so early on dismissed as being bad. If you are good with that character and people just think the character is bad due to popular opinion, if you bring it with that character, not only are you going to have that edge where they're not going to expect all this stuff, but then the threat of it being by, oh, this character's bad, I can't lose to it, is in your head.
Yeah.
And then you can almost, in essence, lose to yourself before the set even begins. But, who knows? I think we see here, I think both players are getting ready to start. It looks here like Pulsar has gone Master of Souls Ermac.
That's what I want to see. Because obviously
I like Ermac.
Well, the thing is, Spectral is banned.
Yeah, of course.
Mystic, in my opinion, doesn't really give him as much options because it just doesn't have a lot of damage output in comparison to Master of Souls. So Master of Souls has the meterless vortex, it has the damage. So again, because he gets a lot of his damage meterless, he's not really going to be needing to use it on combos, so he's going to have a lot of breakers, a lot of wake-up teleports, and maybe even X-rays for the unclashable damage.
So here we go, Ermac versus Raiden, and instantly straight, who's going to get the first hit? A really smart neutral jump. One thing you can do here is neutral jump on prediction of a button press and really blow up that string that Pulsar will throw out. Another really good mileage, 2 for 2 already. In less than 20 seconds, we have 2 for 2 on those neutral jump punches.
Nivek really making the most of that dash cancel string to just maximize his damage in all these touches.
Oh, here comes the combo, another meterless damage.
Beautiful
Lovely
execution.
That's one of the things, that's when you are a character specialist and you have played this character for at least 4 years, your execution is going to be top notch. Even in 9, this guy had great execution, and we're seeing it just as strong here in Mortal Kombat X.
Good blocks from Pulsar, good overhead, does decide to go with the 50-50, drops the combo, but still gets the damage on the table somewhat. Oh, the corner carry from Raiden makes it such difficult.
Oh, how's he going to get in? I thought we were going to see some kind of funky setup there. I was really excited.
And Pulsar still fighting back with this.
Oh my days, really smart armor. Not only blocking really well on these 50-50 mix-ups, but he knows those gaps on when to armor through. Obviously, Greece has, I like to assume this, but Metsus, an Ermac player from Greece, I don't know if he plays Ermac and that's how he knows this match, but you can tell here that Nivek knows how to fight this character. Pulsar, though, he needs to get something going. Really good read there on the wake-up teleport, and this could lead into a mix-up or just damage if he wants to go for it.
Good 33% meterless. Would have liked to have seen him go into the Vortex there to really get the situation, but decides not to. He did go for the Soul Ball. Maybe he thought he was going to have the third one, you know, sort of stocked, but this will be the first fatality we see of the day. And it will be, yeah, look away, children, don't look.
It's not finished. It's not finished. Zap.
Is it finished?
Yeah, it's finished.
Yeah, now it's finished. All right.
Anyway, by no means though was that extremely dominant. I mean, we saw spices here.
If you play a character with a Vortex being a highly damaging, often situation where the opponent is put back into the situation you just put them into. So if I have to guess high or low here, and I hit that, and I get that read and I get that hit, I then end it in a situation where they then have to guess high or low again. Ermac can do that. Any character that can do that is so hard to write off. So hard to write off, because all they need is that one touch, and they might win the whole set because of that one touch.
It's unsafe, but a 50-50 it's a 50-50 regardless. Master of Souls Ermac,
Coin toss is a coin toss.
He's got access to it. I mean, flip a coin, heads or tails. I'm really good at this, you know, like it's it's one of those things that the character can do where they put you in a situation, and if you guess wrong, that could be the round.
Problem is, Raiden can do that as well.
Exactly,
and he does so much more damage with his, especially in the corner. So much more damage.
But it looks here like Pulsar has stuck with Ermac. I mean, he's acknowledged that it was not the fault of the character. I mean, he had some times there, but unfortunately he did drop those combos. The reality so far has been Nivek hasn't dropped the combos, and Pulsar has dropped a few. So if this continues, then the reality is Nivek will just keep doing more damage throughout the set.
But if he tightens up his execution, that could be all he needs to really turn this. Good break!
Lovely
Dash into throw.
Lovely grab.
Bags himself a breaker, first hit. Oh, wonderful Soul Ball.
Is he going to go for full combo or Vortex? I mean, he's already started with the Soul Ball, so I guess it's not really possible, but here we go. Another good low. He's tagging him on those strings. He's going for, he's going for these low-high mix-ups, but he's not committing into the unsafe versions. He's just going for damage, which is what you want to see. And he's throwing in the occasional grab, so you're not going to be able to expect just strings alone. If a grab comes, that's just another dynamic of the pressure. But here comes a full Raiden corner combo. Oh my days, here we go. And that's going to be restanding into another low. More 50-50s. He is not the only character with those, and he's going to pressure him in the corner all day. And now here comes the overhead. This is relentless. He has to break. He is still in it, but this is going to be difficult. Lovely use of the armor.
Are we going to see a full health comeback? We might just see that right now.
Nivek. Oh, Nivek, ladies and gentlemen. I will kill you because you are in the corner, and I am a good corner character. How about that?
He got one touch, and 100% of the health was gone. But, you know, Pulsar's still in it. He did manage to take down that much health. He can take a little bit more, get the round, and that's all he's going to need. Does go into the other end of Soul Ball. Great hit confirm.
Here comes a full combo from Pulsar. I mean, the thing is, that entire sequence didn't really cost Nivek any meter. So he's now sitting on full bar and on the round. But Pulsar has a good lead here. He's getting checked by those neutral jumps all the time.
But he's trying to intercept them, but unfortunately, Nivek does decide to go into the shocker to make that overhead safe. But Pulsar, he's getting these good reads on these uppercuts, but unfortunately, he's just timing them ever so slightly out of it.
Oh, a lovely, lovely jump. Kick into blast, and that's going to take it. Here comes Pulsar. I mean, he's doing really well. I mean, he's getting a lot of mileage out of grabs as well. That's going to be a full combo. I don't think he expected to actually appear that side.
Yeah, he may have assumed that he was going to land on the right, and that's why he didn't see the confirm. But, you know, he is winning this round. He's trying to back his way out of the corner. Oh, goes back in.
And this is going to be a full combo.
He needs to get out of this corner.
Run cancel. He doesn't quite finish it because I don't think he was available to, but good block on that low. It's going to be a full I don't think he was expecting it to block.
Good down two from Pulsar. That's what we see. He needs to get us out of this corner. Oh, he gets the Soul Ball.
Check in with the Soul Ball, though. Watch yourself.
Nivek was trying to break, but unfortunately doesn't have any stamina. I guess then wake up neutral jump.
So many good reads on that neutral jump. And that's going to be a full combo into corner carry from the Superman charge. Lovely read on the wake up teleport. He's going to be able to break some of this, but here comes full health. He's cornered himself, but it doesn't matter. Wow. Okay, one game each.
Looks like Pulsar's coming back and he returned for the fatality.
Oh my days. And this is my favourite one as well. I like this one.
The green goo fatality.
Nice. I like this. Look at that. Look at that.
He's a god. He'll be fine.
It's not finished though. Look. There you go. Now it's finished. I just love he leaves him hanging there as well. But that was a hell of an answer back.
So he leaves him hanging the way I left someone hanging at one point. Totally not in front of 80,000 viewers.
Anyway,
well,
as we go in, I mean that was a really good way to answer back there with Ermac. I mean the thing is
1-1 now.
1-1. I mean a lot of grabs, and he kept checking him with the strings. It really wasn't due to those 50-50 strings that Ermac has. It was mainly due to good reads on jump kick teleport, good reads on meter burn teleport, and just constant grabs. I mean that's a 14% grab that happens in multiple times in one match.
And better execution.
Better execution.
Game 1, he dropped practically everything. Game 2, almost nothing, and that's the game he won. That's what you got to think. That's what he's now got to think. And also, the first round of that match would have been a total, like, momentum killer. That's, okay, I had the whole round, and he made 100% health life comeback.
When a comeback like that happens, you need to compose yourself.
But he won that game.
He composed himself, and here we go, 1-1.
He kept it together. That's the sort of play you want to see at this level. They know what's on the line. They know they're one match away from winning $100, and they go, you know what, doesn't matter. New round, and there you go, he's won. Going straight back into game 3.
Here we go, here's some crazy pressure. I mean, both players kind of getting good reads here on instant jump kicks on prediction of a jump. That was a really nice read on wake up armor. That's going to be a full combo. Nivek, you have crazy good combos on basically every touch you have. Why are you so sick? And that's going to be the safe. And that's one of the things to grab. That grab does not bag as much damage, but the reality is it's safe on block. So you can actually check those overheads and those lows, and they're safer. They do less damage, but they are safer.
Good use of the vanish from Pulsar. Unfortunately, does get punished coming back into view.
Oh, he baits that teleport. I mean, unfortunately, does not quite get the punish on it. I think Ermac tried to anti-cross up there, but he got stuffed. And he's now in the corner.
I saw the startup of down 2, but unfortunately, again, he got stuffed. He is sitting with his back in the corner, but he does have a breaker stocked. However, Nivek, especially on Thunder God Raid, that meter build is going to be insane.
Oh, lovely. Actually, a lovely conversion off that jump kick. I mean, not everyone does that at the moment. They get a jump kick, a deep jump kick, and they confirm. This would be another full combo. He pretty much had to break in that situation. Oh, my days. That's so hard for him to get out. That obstacle course, but he does drop the combo, unfortunately. But I don't really think it matters at this point. And that's it.
He is going to have a breaker. Will it get finished?
That was a very swift
He didn't break. Pulsar chose not to break at the end there.
Maybe he just, I don't know, in situations like that, you might just forget you have the meter available. You might be flustered. You might go, screw it, I'm going to go to the next round and just refresh myself. That was a quick game 3.
He may have just assumed that Nivek was going to go for something unclashable, unbreakable even, like a Thunderball or something like that Raiden has.
I mean, that setup in the corner, though, where he had the meter burn lightning, where he is in the corner, and now not only are you've got your back to the wall, but you've now got this really horrible launching electric ball right in front of you. You can't move. And in that situation, I think it was just that was the start of it. I think
very similar to when you see Grandmaster Sub-Zero players will do an ice clone to stop the opponent from being able to fight back. Literally the exact same sort of thing. Only it's an ice ball that it's a thunder ball that will.
Raiden doesn't use ice mustard.
All right.
He would be a cool character if he had ice as well.
Good pun.
Oh, I didn't even mean it for being. Oh my god. All right, we're gonna be going into the next match now. That was a pun as well. Cool pun.
Oh, I didn't hear that one. Anyway, 2-1 to Nivek. We're going into game 4? Game 4.
This is game 4, yeah. I mean, that was a rapid game. I mean, has Pulsar got it in him to pull back?
No, but the thing is, so was game 1. And then Pulsar won game 2 after, that 100% health comeback. So if he can make the comeback, this is the game to do it.
Oh, I love it. That was an amazing, and that was a jump kick as well. Jump kicks being very hard to anti-air. Drops the combo, but that's not, he got good damage anyway. And the first hit bonus. Here comes Pulsar. Lovely read on that soul ball. Nivek jumping straight into it. Cannot break. Has not got the stamina available just yet. And that's going to be a full combo. Probably into corner carry. Yep, here we go. Some corner pressure. Lovely read on that wake up armor.
Really good use of the armor just to make sure that he gets out of that corner.
I mean, we saw this. We saw this in the last game that Pulsar won. Just a very strong showing. He composes himself and he gets it going. Are we going to see another comeback though? That's the thing. Will history repeat itself within the last 5 minutes?
No, looks like Pulsar's looking for just really finish this one off. Trying to go for the throw for enough damage. Nivek decides not to Superman.
Good delayed wake up. I think Nivek read that delayed wake up. Oh, another great neutral jump punch. He's going to break. He wants this round. There's no way you're snatching this round from me, Nivek. You are not snatching this round. Oh my god. He
did. That's 2 for 2.
I'm having that round. That is mine.
And now Pulsar is sitting at 1 bar next to Nivek's 3.
Match point Nivek. He's in the corner and here comes the setup again. He's actually tried to do that twice. And both times he's got the grab. I'm sure that is some kind of crazy combo convert. But both times it's disappeared, unfortunately. I hope we get to see that more if he moves on. Again, he spent most of the game in the corner.
He commits to the electric grab, which is what gives him the situation. He's still in the corner. Will he convert? No, he decides not to spend the bar.
Oh my days, he can't get out! He can't get out in this situation!
You can't jump out of that situation, and that will be the interaction.
Oh, and here it comes again!
Frames.
He didn't have it to convert with the stamina, but I don't think it matters. That's going to be 3-1.
Powerful game.
That was very strong.
Powerful.
We get another fatality. Give me them eyeballs.
Oh.
His eyeballs are green. I've never seen that before. What's that?
Well, that's definitely good games. Good games to Pulsar.
That was a good set. I mean, it was 3-1. But that was a bloody good 3-1. I enjoyed watching that. Nivek having some really awesome Thunder God setups there. Pulsar, I think the reality was he had it going constantly, but the second Nivek got that one touch and he got the momentum going, it was very hard for Pulsar to take that away. I mean, we saw in 2 separate games where Nivek was almost an entire life bar down,
That was
And
2 comebacks,
he
2
makes
full comebacks.
2 great, ridiculously good comebacks. I mean, not any player can make comebacks like that. If you're in a situation where you're losing, you can't just go, oh, I've lost the round, I'll just try and build meter or whatever. Nivek in both those games went, I'm winning this round. I'm not going to just take that. I'm going to win it, and I'm going to pull it back, and I'm going to put it in my favor. Not every player can actually keep themselves composed like that. And his execution throughout the entire set was so good. Unfortunately, like there, where Pulsar got some of those unfortunate combo drops, which, you know, every hit counts, especially at this level of competition.
Well, if you're trying to, like I said before, if you're trying to vortex your opponent and you drop that combo, not only have you lost the damage, you've lost that opportunity to win the whole round because of it.
And with Ermac, some combo drops are punishable as well.
Exactly. And especially when you're against Raiden and you've got that sort of damage, that armor, those good reversals, that good corner carry, that good meter build, like, it's all against you. If you lose momentum against a character like that, it is all against you.
But Nivek is going to take it through to the semis right now. I mean, I think that's good. I mean, again, we've got UK, we've got Greece. Off the top of my head, I can't remember where the other players are from, but it's other areas in Europe. So we have a very diverse top 4 right now, and it's good going. We're going to be setting up the next game right now. We're going to cut to a quick commercial break, and don't go anywhere, guys. We have a really good semi-finals coming up, and you will enjoy it, I promise.
Don't go anywhere, guys.
Fight. Outstanding. Come here. Bow to me.
Hello and welcome back to week 1 of the European ESL Mortal Kombat X Pro League presented by Xbox. We are moving into the semi-finals now, where we'll be seeing Canepa versus Nivek up first.
I'm very excited.
Yes, it's going to be really, really good. Remember, you at home, you can predict who you think will win before each match. Type in !predict, then the number of points you would like to spend on your prediction up to 10. Remember, that's where everyone starts with 10, how much you've got left, maybe you've been really successful, followed by the name of the player you think will win. And we still have a Scorpion bobblehead to be won along with a copy of the game. And as we go into these later stages of the tournament, predicting is going to become quite difficult.
And don't forget, guys, if you want to stay up to date in what's going on with these tournaments, you can follow ESL Mortal Kombat on Twitter. You can also follow NetherRealm on Twitter also. Stay up to date on what's going on with these tournaments, future tournaments, brackets, and basically everything to do with this league. And obviously, if you guys want to play from home, it's good stuff to follow. More information can be found on those Twitter pages. You have 3 minutes starting from now to predict this next match. As I've mentioned, guys, you've got some really cool prizes to be won if you're successful in all these reads. They are reads, in a way, and you've got 3 minutes starting from now. Nivek or Canepa, either way.
Well, we've seen, I mean, obviously we just saw Nivek up against Pulsar in a very, very hype, very quick 3-1 set, where we saw some crazy comebacks, some crazy combos, some ridiculous execution, and we are moving into the semi-finals where Nivek will be playing up against Canepa, who we have not seen play today, so I'm very, very excited to see who he's going to be playing.
Look, Nivek has shown us that he's got it in him to do well. I mean, as I've said, this guy is a Raiden specialist, and he has been forever. Raiden's very strong in this game, and he's showed us in that set that he's not afraid to make really ballsy reads, really good reads, really brave combo attempts, because a lot of Raiden stuff is quite tricky to pull off. And he's made 2 almost full health comebacks in 1 set, both of which he just didn't give up, and he kept it going. He has some crazy corner pressure, and he's not afraid to just go in and win that round when he wants to. And that kind of stuff will probably help him in the set. But that said, you know, Canepa he's in the top 8, so it's not going to be easy for Nivek to take this.
Well, every match is to play for, especially at this point. I mean, at this point in the tournament, when we're at the semi-finals, everyone still left of the tournament is going to be winning at least $100. But at this point, winning here guarantees you at least $300. So there's a $200 difference between losing now and losing later, or maybe even $400 if you manage to win, along with all of those placement points to see if you too can be one of those 5 places from Europe.
I was about to say,
massive amount of money.
I mean, at this point, it's not even just the money, it is those all-important points. The better you do now is more important than ever in this tournament. I mean, if you want those points, who doesn't want to get sent to Burbank to play Mortal Kombat on the world stage? Like, you know, you want to be one of those players, and winning now is just a much bigger chance of you getting sent as one of those.
I would argue that the points are more important than the money right now. I mean, arguably throughout the entirety of the league, just because of what is up for grabs there. You are looking at what will be 16 of the best Mortal Kombat players around the world.
And you'll be one of them.
Yes, exactly. You'll be considered
that's something
one
to be
of
proud
the top
of.
16
That's something
players.
to be proud of.
That is what you'll be considered as by being present at that tournament, and you can do it from home. So if you want to find out how you too can sign up for those tournaments, do visit gg.esl/MKX Pro League to find out where you can sign up, because they play through every Sunday through until top 16, where the following Wednesday you will then get broadcasted live, just like this, on the NetherRealm Twitch, where we'll be talking over your games and seeing if you can win some money.
We won't be judging you, we'll be critiquing your performance. I might be. I don't know about you.
I guess we'll have to wait and see, innit?
I'm a bit more horrible than you.
I'm not going to really argue that,
that's why I'm wearing red. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm the evil one.
Oh, no.
We're twins, if you guys don't know.
No, I'm sure it's not obvious in the slightest.
We're going to be setting up this next match now. It actually looks like Canepa plays Kenshi. I love Kenshi. People consider Kenshi to be a weak character. People think that he takes a lot of effort to win with.
But at the same time, we've seen Pig of the Hut make 4th in the week 1 of the American ESL Pro League with Kenshi.
To my knowledge, apologies if I'm incorrect here, but I do believe Pig of the Hut has once again made top 16 for this coming American one, with Kenshi once again.
I wouldn't be surprised,
I mean,
to be completely honest.
I mean, Pig of the Hut was such a ridiculously good Kenshi player anyway, but here we are again with these Kenshi players coming about, and they're doing really well with the character. I mean, he plays similar. He's a bit, arguably harder to play now, but he can still do the job, and that's the important thing.
But we're seeing possessed Kenshi.
I've not really seen much possessed Kenshi, so I'm really excited to see what Canepa can do.
But he made it to top 8, I'm assuming, with this character.
Oh, lovely. Teleflurry immediately. And here comes that zoning. For those that may not know, Kenshi is a keep-away character. He has no place wanting anyone to get anywhere near him. He's going to keep you away as long as possible. and that was a really good read on the teleport to try and escape any kind of corner pressure.
But if there's one character that can get in, it's going to be Raiden. He's covered an armor, he's got the meter build, and now he's in the corner. What could Caliper do to get out of this situation?
Unfortunately, in situations like that, I mean, you can't really armor Raiden. His Thunder God strings, they just chew through armor. So Caliper's going to be really careful here about how he defends. Another really good neutral jump punch.
Again with the execution. Oh wow, commits him Shocker. Maybe he just thought it was going to get blocked. Does make it safer.
That was a lovely read on the wake-up armor too, and that's going to be a full combo. We may potentially see a lot of these games be almost 100% Caliper trying to fight out of the corner. Raiden hasn't really got a hard time trapping you there.
Oh no, that's... First it was Pulsar, now it's Caliper trying to jump out that setup. I guess that's what the orb is supposed to beat. But again, you know, we saw it in round 1. All the damage Caliper dealt was mid-screen. As soon as he got cornered, this is what happens. He's going straight back into the blender. Will he get the 50-50? He does get the low!
It's wrong again, here's the low! He has to break in that situation, but... Ooh, I think
uses the plus frames.
Double overhead! That is such a brave overhead, but he was successful, and that's going to be game 1. Immediately going to Nivek. This guy is no joke. And this matchup seems pretty nuts. I mean, Kenshi's pretty much going to get cornered, it looks like. And his saving grace, the armor. You can't armor against Raiden because it's Thunder God specifically. These Thunder God strings, which hit rapidly, you know, one after the other. You can't armor that because one hit occupies the armor, and then, you know, like a quarter of a second left, here comes the next hit, which is just going to hit you out of whatever you've tried to do before your attack can even land.
And then if you're backed in the corner, your armor getting stuffed is going to result in you taking the damage, taking the hit, and then you're straight back into it again. How do you reckon Caliper is going to make this adjustment? Do you reckon he will swap character, variation? Do you reckon he's literally just going to try and approach it differently? Maybe
he may
change how he tries to get out of the corner?
It looks here like Caliper's sticking with Possessed. He's sticking with Possessed Kenshi.
Okay.
And like I said, if you lose a set, even if it's a really dominant match, sometimes if it's a 3 out of 5 and you've got 3 games to play with, it's worth going, you know what, I think my character was not the fault. It may be me not knowing the matchup as well. I may need to adapt to this or that or this or that. And sticking with that character and learning in the second game, you might stand a much better chance because you understand more about how to take it.
All too often we see players make this sort of comeback. I mean, he's down 1 game, and like you said before, he's got plenty of games to make this comeback. So he's just got to keep himself calm, collected. That's very important. Playing at this level is keeping composed, making sure you're really not letting losses get to you, because the last thing you're going to be doing is being distracted by what's happened before. Just concentrate on what's going on now, and that's what I want to see.
As a defensive player, it's easy to get overwhelmed. If you're going to play your entire game about defending and keeping someone away, if you crack and you start to lose your cool, they get in much easier, and then it becomes harder for you to win with that game plan. But we're going to go straight into game 2. Raiden versus Possessed Kenshi once again, and we'll see what happens.
Cannot have it.
He's changed color. I mean, he's gone from red to yellow, so maybe that'll help him. Who knows?
Oh, so Raiden wants the sword. They're fighting for the sword.
Here we go. Okay, first hit, very important. I mean, armored isn't amazing against Thunder God Raiden, but now he's got an extra armored move.
And 1 move in his corner, just like that. All it took was 1 move, but he has found his way out. Good combo confirm, 18%, not too bad. But again,
oh my god, that really risky Superman, but his read on it has been so good the whole time. He hits him out of the air as well.
I don't think Nivek expected that to hit, but Caliper, doing a really good job of putting that pressure back on him.
He tags him with the low crouch. Kenshi hasn't really got a true overhead, really. He hasn't got an overhead starter, but you need to make that damage count. He did get a combo confirm off it, but unfortunately he finds himself back into the corner again.
With no meter, so he can't armor. He does have a bar now, though. Oh, but it's too late!
Nivek! And these crazy Raiden combos that he just keeps doing.
Well, we are on the Cove, technically, so he has got those corner escape options.
We're on the Cove. I don't see any water.
Yeah, alright, but you know what I mean.
We're on the future Cove. I don't
Yeah.
know. Oh, that was really risky. He jumped in the air. I think a neutral jump punch was coming there, but he just hits him out of the air. This will be a full convert. He has to break once again. Lovely read on that lightning ball, but unfortunately he does drop it.
Having teleports like that, it really helps you when you break, because people will see you break, see you with no stamina, and assume that you literally just can't advance until you get it back. So having that teleport means you can really move forward without them thinking, okay, right, yeah, he hasn't got any stamina, but he can still move.
Oh, unfortunately, again, it's looking all Nivek right now. Caliper just can't breathe.
Good use the teleport, but let's see what Nivek does with this. Caliper can still make this comeback, but again, he's out of the corner, but that might be it.
That's going to be a full whiff punish on the string. This looks difficult. This looks like a tricky match. I don't know how familiar Caliper is against Thunder God Raiden of this caliber, but this looks difficult. I mean,
even if you know the matchup, 50-50s are 50-50s. That's all I'm saying.
But it's
like,
the
even
fact
if you
that
know that matchup,
Raiden
still
is getting in. He can get in very easily. compared to other characters because, you know, the whiff punishability of the Superman, the range on his strings, the speed he's got. Is it, like, I could be wrong, but is it a 5 or 6 frame forward one where he punches forward and that leads into a full combo?
I believe it's 5 frames, but I know they did a small adjustment which added some frames to certain attacks, so it may be 6, I don't know.
But I mean, the reality is,
but that's still quick.
Raiden has some of the best whiff punishability in the game. Kenshi is going to whiff stuff. He might accidentally.
He has to.
Because he has to keep you away. If he whiffs that one attack and you get that one hit, Raiden's corner carry will just, you know, see you later, mate. Like, you know, the corner carry is all a character needs, especially against a defensive character like Kenshi. I mean, if you're going to play a character like Kenshi, you need to be used to fighting your way out of the corner. People often say to me, like, you know, I'm learning Quan Chi, I'm learning Kenshi, I'm learning this defensive character or that defensive character, what shall I learn? And I'll always say, learn how to get off the ground without a wake-up attack. Because if you're going to play a defensive character, you're going to get cornered. It's just something you have to accept. So one of the things you need to learn is going, right, I'm going to be in the corner the whole game. What do I do to fight my way out? Or at least just do a good job of defending and winning the game while I'm there. I mean, it's one of those things because being in the corner is hard anyway.
Well, the thing is,
but if you know how to get out, it's much better for you.
Nivek is looking at one game away from at least second place. And second place, that's a lot of points. That's placement.
A lot of money, a lot of placement.
But think about it, if you continuously make it to this top 16, you continuously make those points and you get that placing, then that is you going to Las Vegas, not Las Vegas, to Los Angeles.
Las Vegas. Not quite. Not quite.
Maybe some other way, who knows.
But here we go, so we've got he has gone Possessed Kenshi again, and once again he's almost in the corner immediately.
He does miss out on the first hit though, unfortunately, which does give Raiden that one step closer to just all the armor he could ever need.
It's quite risky going for this, the armor there, because I mean, Raiden can chew through it. He's going to whiff punish him right before it even comes out. Here comes the corner convert, full combo, and this is going to leave him standing into more 50-50s. Here we go.
Oh lord, this is just relentless. What can he do? Goes for damage. This is chip territory, and he knows it.
Ouch.
Nivek is showing no mercy right now. What can Kanapa do to bring this back?
I don't think he can fight his way out. He just needs to... He tried, but just... Oh, he's getting tagged by so many moves that just put him back in the corner. Oh, here we go. He's going to have to fight his way out right now. Jumping back. A good jump back there.
Good jump kick. He now finds his way out of the corner. If I were him, I would literally just get as far away from the corner as he can, but looks like it's happening whether he wants it to or not. Thanks to the Superman. Does get a good teleport. Great read on that.
Oh, a lovely convert. A lovely convert. And that sends the opponent full screen. That's one of the important things. The opponent is sent to the exact range you want them to be.
In corner, 2 Superman, and look where he is. Oh, no! I could have sworn that was going to work, but no. He is guessing. This could be it.
Here comes those 50-50s! And that's plus really nice armor. He fights his way out. He is not done yet. So close.
He has to watch.
A lovely read once again.
Does finish the combo, takes his first round of the set. Just like that, Kanapa is fighting back.
He is not out yet. He is not out yet. There's still match point to Nivek though, so that's a lovely
wonderful
anti-uppercut. Tagged once again by the Superman charge.
It's like Nivek is just using the Superman dive to just really reset momentum. As soon as he gets tagged, that's it, Superman, and that's it. Just like that.
Keeping the pressure, runs himself into the corner, but I don't think it matters at this point. One of the first combo drops we've actually seen from Nivek right now.
Good use of that for anti-air. I really like Kanapa's spacing. He's just, he can't space because Nivek is just up in his face. Is that it?
Oh, that's
there you go. Nivek is your first grand finalist of week 1. Week 1.
Good
Nivek
stuff.
is your first finalist.
Good stuff from Kanapa though. I mean, that looked tough. That looked tricky. I mean, that looked hard to deal with, especially as a defensive player like Kenshi is. I mean, we saw a really brilliant round, a really brilliant sort of pullback where he fought his way back into the second part of that final game, but unfortunately it just wasn't enough. And Raiden got his stuff going in the last round regardless.
Or just Nivek is putting on a show today for everyone watching, just really showing what this character is.
He's a show-off.
What this character is capable of, and just how terrifying he can be. So as you can see, Nivek is your first grand finalist. We're going to now have Foxy Grandpa versus Fasol. Will it be a Kung Lao mirror? Will it be the same variations? Will we see some character changes? What do you think?
Are we going to see a lot of low hats? That's what I want to know. If it's a Kung Lao mirror,
rhetorical questions don't count. You know what I mean?
Good point. I mean, if they both go Buzzsaw, then we're going to see loads and loads of low hats and loads of meter burn spins. But as we've said before, Fasol knows how to play. You know, we've heard that he can play Katana. We've seen him in these warm-up games where he's been playing Katana and doing some really cool stuff. So clearly he is familiar with this character. He's got the Katana card, which I guess by default means he plays the character, because why would anyone have an online card with a character they don't play?
I suppose. Unless the character's not playable.
But no,
both players in the next semi-final won their first games very dominantly, very convincingly, and now they're clashing up against each other. I mean, we didn't get to see Canepa play. Nivek we saw take his set really, you know, full on. So, will this be a close set? Will they both just be that aggressive? Will it be one-sided?
I would hope we at least get one 3-2 set in this tournament. If it's not from Foxy versus Nivek, if Foxy advances, at least in this Fasol matchup. Because I've seen before, Fasol is a good player. He can play loads of games, he'll play a new game, and he'll instantly understand how to play this game.
But fighting game fundamentals is going to mean he's going to know how to keep himself composed.
Exactly. Especially against a character like Kung Lao, you need to be composed. Even if you yourself are playing Kung Lao, you need to stay cool, even if against your own character.
Well, it's a question of, I mean, matchup experience is obviously always important, always very, very important. But having a matchup experience against Kung Lao, you've got to have that at this point. If you're against Buzzsaw Lao and that low hat's coming out, you have to know how to deal with that. So even if you're learning it on the fly, you have to know how to really keep yourself together. So you're not just going to fall apart as soon as you get hit by a couple of low hats. It's got so many different properties.
I mean, it's very tense right now. I mean, we are now in the final stages of this tournament. You know, there's only a few games left. There is this match and then there is grand finals, and that's it. As of
I really don't know how to call this one. I mean, I know we keep talking about it, but it's a question of... It's going to be quick. It's going to be a fast game. But I know that Foxy can play on the back foot. I assume Fasol can. But I guess we're going to have to wait and see. Looks like we are going to be setting up for the next match immediately, guys. So please don't go anywhere. We are going to cut to a quick break while we get things prepared for you. Remember to keep your predictions in your mind as well. Get those on the table too. And do follow ESL Mortal Kombat on Twitter and Facebook, as well as NetherRealm, for updates on this Pro League. But we are going for a break now, so we'll be right back.
Peggy 18.
You no longer hold sway over me.
You will bathe in hellfire.
I was forged in it.
Hanzo Asashi, better known as Scorpion, is an iconic character in the Mortal Kombat series. In Mortal Kombat X, Scorpion utilizes 3 variations to vanquish all that stand in his way.
Flashirai Ryu.
First up, the Rushdown variation, Ninjutsu. This variation is great for mid-range combat and long juggles, as the dual Ninjato swords increase the range of normal attacks and threaten your opponent with lightning-fast overhead blows.
A cage cannot contain me. You will fall by my hand.
In the Hellfire variation, Scorpion's unblockable special move returns. Launch fireball projectiles that can be dash canceled to trick your opponents and end combos. Scorpion's move, Flame Aura, burns enemies at close range over time and can be enhanced to recapture airborne combatants, setting up deadly mix-ups.
Your fate is sealed, sorcerer.
The Inferno variation allows Scorpion to summon 3 different minion attacks to zone out or lock down opponents. Some enhanced versions will do additional damage, while others will extend your combos. No matter which variation you choose, Scorpion has many tools to evade and ambush his opponents. His combo strings Eternal Vengeance and Torment are great combo starters that chain into spears and teleports, leading into high damage combos. Remember to be mindful of your surroundings. Scorpion's mobility is unparalleled, and he can position himself in the environment for excellent damage-dealing opportunities. With even more practice, you can unleash the fury of Scorpion with this high damage-dealing combo, an X-ray finisher. And nothing celebrates a victory better than a fatality. Enjoy the hellish damage you can deal with Scorpion. Thanks for watching the Mortal Kombat X Combat Class.
Scorpion wins.
Hello everybody, and welcome back to the second semi-final we have going. Winner of this will go into grand finals to face off against Nivek, the Greek Thunder God, who has done such an amazing job in this tournament. We're going to have Fasol versus a Foxy Grandpa. Some of you may have, obviously, you've seen these matches up, both of which have been using Buzzsaw Kung Lao to get to this point. And they've been a very, very strong showing from both players.
Well, it's like I was going to say, I mean, both players that are playing in the semi-final now, both Fasol and Foxy have been very dominant in their games leading up to this point. So I'm really excited to see how this is going to go. I mean, I think they're going to be very back and forth. They're going to be very explosive games, as I've seen so many times before, but that's just what you have when you take two aggressive characters and mix them up.
We're going to see loads of low hats if they both pick Kung Lao, because
yeah.
I mean, they're both playing, if they both play Lao, and we've seen them use Katana, Fasol might go Katana, who knows.
Cool.
But on that note, once again, for the prediction system, you have 3 minutes starting from now to make your prediction. Who do you think is going to win? If it's a mirror match, it's going to be hard to call. But Fasol versus Foxy Grandpa, exclamation mark, predict, followed by the points you'd like to spend, followed by the name of the player. If you're successful, the higher you earn, and the more correct you are, the higher chance you have of winning a Scorpion bobblehead, copies of the game, and cool prizes like that for free, which is always good.
Also, I mean, these predictions are going to be available every game, every week, so remember, make sure you're doing it. It costs you nothing to do, and you stand a chance to win some really cool things. And obviously, you get to back your favorite players, I suppose, in a way as well. Obviously, it's going to get a lot harder to predict going into these later matches, as you know, at this point it's quite a toss-up as to who's going to win. Any of the 3 players remaining could do it. Again, there's the added pressure now of there's a lot of money on the line here for these matches. I mean, both these players have secured themselves at least $100, but now it's the question of 500 or 300 or 100. Like that's quite a big difference.
And as we've mentioned before, the prediction points also. I mean, the money is one thing, but the fact that the higher you place, the more points you earn. The more points you earn...
Oh, as in the placement points.
The higher you place, the higher chance you have of being one of the 5 European players that will get sent to Burbank, California for that worldwide top 16. I mean, everyone here wants to be part of that. You want to be part of that group, and you want to have a chance for that minimum of $50,000 prize in Burbank.
You wouldn't enter if that wasn't your goal. If your goal wasn't to enter that top 16 and stand a chance to win that money, get put on that pedestal, then you wouldn't enter. And remember, these can be entered by anyone, so please do visit gg.esl/MKX Pro League to find out how you too can get involved in this. It is free to enter and open to absolutely anybody. So if you think you could take these guys you're seeing here today, feel free, enter and see what you can do. And hopefully we'll be able to commentate your matches.
Players almost setting up here. Both players in these little sort of matches here have Kung Lao selected, so we may in fact see a Kung Lao mirror match. I've not really seen many. I mean, we know that Foxy is familiar with the Kung Lao mirror. Used for Glue, one of our best UK players, one of the winners of the Mortal Kombat Cups, so he's no slouch either. Plays Kung Lao also, not as a main, but as one of his characters. He plays Hat Trick, which is a variation we don't see very often. But the important thing here is that Foxy is familiar with this mirror. He knows how to fight his own character. We don't know if Fasol knows how to play the mirror as well.
But as I said before, this guy is fundamentally sound with fighting games, and being able to adapt on the fly and keep composed is a fundamental thing of fighting games. So if he can do that, I don't see why he couldn't take the set. I mean, we'll see. I mean, like I said before, it's going to be a very explosive, very fast match, but at the same time, the Tempest variation that Kung Lao has, the EX meter burn spin that Kung Lao has in Tempest, punishes low hat on block.
It's a matchup changer when you're fighting Buzzsaw, but the reality is you still need to know how to use Tempest. I mean, Foxy started off with Tempest and then played Buzzsaw because in many Kung Lao players' eyes, they do see Buzzsaw to be the most effective variation.
Because it gives him the low hat.
And the meter burn spin is such a strong move as well. But yeah, the low hat is the big deal here. But as we've mentioned here, Tempest Kung Lao, the meter burn spin is 4 frames. Low hat on block is -5. So you have a 2-frame window to punish a low hat on block.
Not to mention, the way reversals work in this game is if you do a special move as a reversal, the game will give you that special move on the first available frame as a reversal. Normals, like normal attacks, you have to time those manually. So if you're doing your meter burn spin to punish, that's a special move. So you're going to get that more consistently than any other attack. And it's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult.
You go for it.
But just like anything else in fighting games, practice is all it takes. Looks like we're going to be loading into the game, and as predicted, is it a Kung Lao mirror? I believe it is.
Fasol has actually selected Katana here.
Really?
If this is the match we're loading into, Fasol has just selected Feudal Katana. And we are going into it. Fasol is actually going for Katana.
Oh, beautiful.
His main. This is an interesting match. I'm not sure how to call it. I don't see this match very often, but the reality is she is a very defensive character. Even in Assassin, where she gets rushed down, she wants to defend. But right now, Foxy's going to lay on that Buzzsaw pressure.
40% to start things off. Fasol uses a meter burn to really get that armor back. Does use the lift to just make sure he doesn't time as well. Going for the fans.
And low hat. One of the things that Buzzsaw lets you do is zone and or counter zone. So normally Kung Lao will be kept full screen without teleport, obviously. But this low hat, it comes back so quickly, he can actually contest a ranged character with his own projectile.
Although it looks like when low hat is whiffing, it's going to take a considerably longer time for the hat to come back. Whilst Fasol will be using that opportunity to really make the most. As far as I'm aware, I could be mistaken, but the hat doesn't regenerate until it actually hits the far end of the screen. So if you're mid-screen, it will actually take a bit longer for the hat to regenerate. Unless it's blocked, obviously. But this might be the first round. He doesn't confirm the jab, but that jump in jail. The grab itself doesn't hurt very much. But in that situation there, the jumping normal into the teleport, it jails you into a state where you need to guess the follow-up. He can do overhead grab, he can do a 3. It's a complete guess at what comes next. Though something we didn't see too much of there was the meter burn spin, that we've seen so much mileage. Maybe he just knows that Fasol's going to respect it. Fasol is sitting at a full 3 bars right now. Oh, it does bait the wake up, the full punish. How much damage is going to be? 22%.
That would have been a hard knockdown without. But one of the things, meter burn low hat is actually plus on block, which gives Kung Lao a free block string.
Sprint to finish. Tries to use his run to confirm that combo, but does unfortunately run out as he just used a breaker.
He baits the meter burn spin, but unfortunately doesn't actually get the combo. But here comes the minus hat. He gets the jump. I think he was almost going to anti-air, but he must have just second guessed.
He is really challenging these spins right now, but you can see that Foxy's not biting.
That was a really good delayed wake up to just make that teleport not a problem. Oh, really good scout on that overhead. He's dodging a lot of these hits, but he's not actually getting any attacks himself. But sometimes that's not as important, but that will be hit confirm. Really smart break.
Now, if he didn't break that, that would have been a lot of damage, and he'd be in a really bad situation. Right now, the jump in doesn't get anti-aired. The attempt does come out, but the jump in does beat it again. Really good read on that projectile to really just jump over that and get the damage, but another breaker. Something you'll see Kung Lao, he will have a breaker a lot of the time because of how much times you'll be blocking him with the low hat.
Oh, and that's going to close it. One more hit will take it, and that will be game 1 to Foxy. By no means was that free. Faso has more than what it takes to push through here.
The thing is, both rounds were really... I mean, I know obviously we thought it would be a very quick match, but we saw very calm play from Foxy right there. He was not going in. He was not just running in and doing his thing. He was playing very patiently, and Faso was as well.
I've always described Foxy's game plan. I mean, like other Kung Lao players, for example, you get players like Perfect Legend, who also plays a phenomenal Kung Lao. There are differences in these players. Like where a player like Perfect Legend is explosive all the time, Foxy's Kung Lao tends to be explosive when it needs to be, both of which are equally as effective, both really effective styles. But one thing you'll see from Foxy is when he knows he can be explosive and go for it, he will. But in some matchups, like when you see him fight Kung Jin, when he fought Katana there, he will be patient. He'll wait for that moment. He'll kind of bob in and out. But the second he gets that one touch, that's when he becomes explosive and it begins. We're going to see Kung Lao. We are going to see a Kung Lao mirror. I don't think he wants to play Katana at all. Now, this is where it completely changes up. This is where it completely changes.
There we go, Foxy again does manage to take not as much damage as we saw last time, but again, nothing too bad damage-wise here.
Lovely burn spin.
So as soon as you go back to the Kung Lao mirror, that's where we see the bird spin come out. And a beautiful normal anti-air from Foxy.
That was a Mortal Kombat 9 anti-air. That was phenomenal. Really good. Oh my days. It just looks like he just can't get anything going in this match. Here comes the low hat. He knows how to block. He gets hit by the overhead, then the low again. These low hat shenanigans are just so strong.
Ooh, the risky dive kick. But no, just like that jumping normal from Kung Lao is so powerful. It does take the round for Foxy.
I mean, it's not as, like, manic as we've seen. A lot of it, again, is just... Right, here comes a good low hat. That's going to be a low. He knows to block that string. That's one of the strings that can really check people, the mid to low. And here comes the teleport. He's going to full combo punish that. Here comes a full corner combo. Unfortunately, does drop the follow-up, but he's still in a good situation.
Faso is sitting at a meter burn spin right here. Doesn't go for it. Foxy probably respecting the option, but no, he does return with his own.
Foxy is not afraid to meter burn spin. I mean, that's one of the things you ever see. That's going to be a full confirm. He has to break that. That was a smart break. But is this going to be another round? No. I think risk assessment there. I'm not sure the dive kick was worth it.
Oh, there'll be a brutality. This has to be a brutality. No, there we go. 2-0 to Foxy Grandpa. Will we see the Nivek Foxy rematch that we've seen before in the past?
I would hope that Faso can pull this back. I mean, in terms of just hype, I was hoping that there'd be some players that can really bring it to these guys.
Well, obviously we saw, as I said before, Sonic Fox, the dominant force in US Mortal Kombat.
No doubt about it.
Fatal
in the world.
Fatal 8 champion. Won 3 of the 4 ESL pre-seasons in the US. Won week 1 of the ESL Pro League for the US. Has been eliminated from week 2 early by someone that people weren't as familiar with. So I was hoping we would see something similar like that in Europe. But like right now, it looks like it's going to be as some did expect in the Nivek and Foxy
This is
final.
only week 1 though. I mean, we have 7 weeks left. We have 7 more of these online qualifiers where players can bring it. If you guys at home think you can really bring it to these players, then please feel free to enter these tournaments on Xbox One. Free to enter. No reason not to. We're going to be going into the next match here. Is he sticking with Kung Lao? He's actually gone possessed Kenshi. How about that? I've actually never seen Faso pick this before.
If Faso makes this 3-0 comeback with possessed Kenshi, that is going to be a spectacle.
But unfortunately, the read! He knows he's going to press a button, so here comes the meter burn spin. And here comes more low hat. That's actually full combo punishable. But I think the reason Kung Lao will get away with that so much is because he always follows it up with something. That's what you expect.
If a move can be cancelled into low hat, even if it's unsafe by itself, it's difficult to deal with. If low hat is a threat, that's the problem. Good hit confirmed from Foxy. Faso really needs to compose himself together and bring this momentum that he's obviously made this character switch for a reason. We need to see why he's done this.
Oh, match point Foxy though. I mean, it's just not working out right now. The issue here is that Kung Lao is not a character that can be kept out. His teleport is so strong. He can counter zone somewhat with the buzzsaw low hat and his own projectiles. He's not a character you will keep across the screen the whole game. he just is not built that way. So it's going to be very hard for Kenshi to pull him there.
Does get the anti-cross-up one. Not a massive confirm, but the damage was there. It's more of a case of just showing the opponent that cross-ups are not that strong. Does get the throw from Fasol. He needs to build some meter. Otherwise, he's going to be free to these mix-ups.
There's going to be more Kung Lao pressure. No low hat. He's going to go low hat soon. He goes for the teleport into overhead because he knows he's expecting low hat. That's such smart stuff there from Foxy, but Fasol, he's not out of this. He needs to keep this pressure going, and he needs to win. He does get a late anti-air spin.
Only 18% of the punish. I mean, I'm not too familiar with Possessed Kenshi. I don't know what his maximum damage is, but if that's all he's got, then that's another reason this might be quite difficult for Kenshi.
Oh, the low hat.
Lands on the low hat. That is really unfortunate.
And that's going to be a full confirm. Unfortunately, it does drop. He gets a bit too late. He doesn't get the capitalized because it's actually not meter burn. If that was meter burn, he would be able to get the capitalization on that. And this is going to be a full combo. One more touch
to make this comeback. No! Oh, there we go!
Oh!
Just the overhead.
I think what happened there was he tried to meter burn spin as an anti-cross-up, but the hat was actually not there. So he was doing that little shimmy about. I think he tried to anti-cross-up meter burn spin, but he was unable to because the hat wasn't there.
And as we've seen,
not that it mattered though.
As we've seen so many times today, meter burn spin takes the match. Takes the set, and we will be seeing Nivek versus Foxy Grandpa as your grand finalists today in week 1.
I think some people expected this. I mean, by no means, was everyone thoroughly dominated. I mean, we saw some really good play from all of these players right now. As I've said, all of them have made it into top 8.
I'm liking what we're seeing from Europe so far. I'm really excited to see what the rest of the league is going to bring. It looks like there's going to be no shortage of good character coverage, good variation coverage, good knowledge, and good play from Europe in this cup. So I'm looking forward to seeing what even players that haven't made it to top 16 yet can bring. I want to see what we're going to see. I can't wait.
We see a lot of players in there so far, though, that they've really managed to do a good job of being consistent. I mean, there are players here. I mean, you haven't seen them in the top 8 today, but there are players in those pre-seasons and that are playing right now online that are doing really well from Europe. We have players like Mr. Aquari, for example, who has done, solidly played really well. Players like I'm Still the Daddy, players like Omega K. We have these players that are coming into the ESL leagues and are doing well. I mean, just because these players didn't make it into this top 8, that doesn't mean they're not going to make it into the next ones that are coming about. And these players, they may have what it takes to bring it to Nivek, bring it to Foxy, bring it to these players that, will just prevent them from being grand finals every week. Because there's a lot of players here. I think there are some people out there, and even these guys here today, they're going to take what happened and they're going to take these sets, they'll learn from them, and they're going to realize what they need to do to get better, and they'll bring it next week.
Well,
this week, really.
None of the players that we saw, not even in the top 8 today, in the first top 16 for Europe, is walking away empty-handed. Top 32 is getting those placement points for the top 16. So even, players may have lost today, first match, still got points. You're still that one step closer than countless of other people around the Europe to be that close to that top 16 for that $50,000 prize pot tournament against the best that the world has to offer for this ESL league.
But we are going to be going into the grand finals soon. We have, obviously, a Foxy Grandpa. I mean, he's one of our guys. I'm really happy that he's made it so far. I mean, we've all of us have been about playing Mortal Kombat for, back in the day. We all started together. It's
the PND, the UK Classics.
It was the PND, the UK OGs, the ones that started. I mean, it really was. It was myself, Mustard, Used for Glue, and Foxy. We were the first 4 in the UK. That really started playing as a group and really leveled up together.
And it expanded, and these players are still playing now, and they're doing really good things at MKX. If it's not around the online league, it's around the Combat Cup. It's around the live events around Europe.
But contrary to that, so is Nivek. Obviously, Nivek is one of the, he's part of the the GDA, the Greek Dojo Academy.
Although he is now sponsored by Elysium Gaming, so he's managed to make it that step above.
But all these Greek guys, they've been playing MK9. They are basically the Greek equivalent to us lot. They all played MK9 together as a group. They've all played. I mean, Sumerian, Hadan, Metsus, Nicolas, who is now in Chicago actually, so he's probably not entering these.
But then at the same time, you've got Team Finish Him in France. You've got the Netherlands and Belgium had a really good Mortal Kombat 19, and again, these players are all coming back to play. If it's not through the online league, it's through the Combat Cup and through these other events.
Players like Master VHD. Master made it through to. Has qualified for his Belgium tournament for the Mortal Kombat Cup, but at the same time, he's also he made it through to this top 16. And Master has been really consistent anyway. In a lot of these preseason tournaments, Master made top 8. You know, he's got a really strong Kano. I mean, this guy is no joke. And you know, I'm more than certain we'll see Master VHD pull it back.
But he's a player that we've seen play numerous variations as well. I mean, at this point, I mean, like I've said before, the game's coming up on a month old now. That's not a long time competitively, because in that time, a lot is still yet to be found. I can guarantee there are still things in the game that people just don't know about that you know, could possibly end up being either big problems in terms of just dealing with, like, you know, these good characters that people just don't know about yet. A month is not a long time, but it is enough time to learn a few characters, a few variations, or stick with one character and really flesh them out, you know?
I mean, Nivek and Foxy have both done that. I mean, we know that Nivek plays, he is a Raiden guy. Raiden is his character. With Foxy, Kung Lao is his character. So both these guys that are in Grand Finals have their character, and here they are in Grand Finals, ready to play out for that $500. I mean, second place will take home $300, but I mean, $200 difference, that's pretty severe.
But first place is going to take those 100 placement points for the European League. 100. Do you know how much you get for 32nd? 5.
That's a pretty big difference.
The higher you place, the massive high chance you have of going. You win a couple of these, you know,
you're in a good place.
You're in a really good situation. And I'm hoping we're going to see, I mean, realistically, this is just my opinion, but I would be very surprised if we don't see both of Nivek and Foxy Grandpa in that top 5.
The reality is that Nivek won 2 of the ESL preseason tournaments. Foxy has won the other 2 preseason tournaments.
And here they are in Grand Finals the first week.
They are both in Grand Finals. And to my knowledge, I do believe both players have made it through to top 16.
I'm unaware. I don't know.
I know Foxy has. I'm not sure about Nivek, but if they just keep this pace going, then they will almost be guaranteed. They will almost be guaranteed for it. On that note, though, guys, we will be setting up the Grand Finals match right now. We're going to go to a quick commercial break, and please stay with us. We have a really good set ahead.
I would recommend using this time to really think about who you're going to use your last prediction points on. This will be the one to watch, guys, so see you in a little while.
Hello there, everybody, and welcome to the first Grand Finals for the #1. This is the first European Mortal Kombat X Pro League presented by Xbox, where we have the Grand Finals coming up. We have Foxy Grandpa, one of our own guys, versus Nivek from Greece. So these two guys are no joke. Both players, very dominant showings this tournament. There's a lot of 3-0s here, as you guys can see. And it's going to be pretty crazy. We're not going to waste much time getting into here, but right now you guys have 3 minutes starting from now to make your predictions. This is the final prediction of the night. The more correct you have been tonight, the higher chance you have of winning a Scorpion Bubblehead, copies of the game, and cool prizes, all for making good predictions.
This is the last time you guys get the opportunity to do that tonight. You will be able to do this every week, but this is the last game. So those of you out there who have bet it big, you've placed a lot of points and you've been correct up until this point. You now have one more match to be correct. So, best of luck out there. Hopefully you do win some of these really cool prizes. But I want to see the game. I'm really, really excited to see how this is going to go. Because I know that they have, these two guys have played together before in the preseason cups. Nivek beat Foxy Grandpa last time, I believe. In the first preseason, Nivek did take it over Foxy.
It's quite interesting to see because, at that point, when the game's early and you're still figuring stuff out, both players are very strong and, as we've said before, have stuck with their characters. Nivek is, he is a Raiden guy. Foxy Grandpa, he is a Kung Lao guy. These guys, they are sticking with one character and that's it. And they've used it since launch. And here they both are in Grand Finals. So I went willing to bet that we are 100% going to see Thunder God Raiden from Nivek, and we are 100% going to see Buzzsaw Kung Lao from Foxy Grandpa.
I would be disappointed if we saw anything less, to be honest. At this point, when there's... obviously there's the $500 on the line, right? $500 for first place, $300 for second. Both guys know they're getting a little bit of cash, they know they're getting some money, and that's good. But the actual placement points for the top 5 that Europeans are going to be able to take in the top 16 of the Burbank finals, that's a big difference. You get 100 points for first. 100 points for first. That is a big deal. And whoever wins is going to be securing that, which is going to get them that one step closer to that massive cash prize of a minimum $50,000.
We've seen from both players here that they're not afraid to do the clutch stuff that is required to win. So, for example, we've seen Nivek throughout this tournament make ridiculously good comebacks from, almost full health deficit comebacks as Raiden.
But not just with 50-50s either. They've been fundamental comebacks.
With punishing, through the pressure, through throws, through these crazy meter burn lightning ball setups where when the opponent is cornered, the lightning ball is... It's like a Sub-Zero ice clone.
Grandmaster Raiden.
Grandmaster Raiden. It's right there and you can't get out. That's pretty crazy. Both times we've seen Nivek use the meter burn lightning, and as he's thrown the opponent, presumably to throw them into it, which relaunches into a combo, it's disappeared. I want to see it land, and I want to see it work.
I would say we'd see it this time, but he's up against Kung Lao.
Meter burn
so
spin.
Is he really going to get a meter burn lightning and then a throw against a character that has the spin? I don't know.
Foxy's not afraid to use it either. If he sees the meter burn lightning, he might instantly say in his head, you're now going to press a button because this is there, so I'm just going to meter burn spin you. Yeah, the lightning ball will take the first hit of the armor, but it hits so rapidly, then it's unlikely that it won't just chew through whatever Nivek would try and do. But that said, that will open up for a bait opportunity. So if he corners Foxy, you can't really keep Kung Lao in the corner, as well as other characters, because of, the meter burn spin is a threat. It really is. So it's harder to... there's always that threat when you've got the character cornered. But either way, both characters, they've been refining everything. They have mid-screen, they have neutral, they both have anti-air, they both know how to capitalize on a knockdown mid-screen and in the corner.
I predict a really good set. Hopefully you guys are right with your prediction points, but we are going to find out now. The players are loading into the match, both raring to go. Let's see who will be our first European champion of Week 1, the ESL Mortal Kombat X Pro League, presented by Xbox.
Just to remind you, ladies and gentlemen, Foxy Grandpa is from the UK, and Nivek Greece is from Greece, if you'd believe it.
So we find out which part of Europe will be able to establish the dominance from the start. Let's have a look. Okay, immediately is sitting at a life deficit.
Immediately, Nivek tags him with the overhead, and he has Kung Lao in the corner. That's going to be a knockdown. He does probably try bait a spin there. That's what the delay was for. But he checks him with neutral jump anyway, and that will actually be a really solid round 1.
That was practically a flawless victory. Really strong stuff from Nivek, just making the most of the corner again. But the thing is, all it will take is one swap for Kung Lao to then put you in that situation. Really combos off the jump kick. Really nice stuff.
And that was all on a really good read. He tries to backdash. I'm not sure if that was a mistake or not, but he's going to have to break in this situation. Really good read on the teleport. That's going to be a full combo here. Unfortunately, doesn't quite get the capitalization.
He tried to sprint to finish the combo, but because he just broke, he didn't have any stamina available, so unfortunately he got a forward dash where he wanted to sprint, and he is straight back into the other corner immediately.
This is a very, very dominant game for Nivek, but they will tag it, but now Nivek has armor, and he has so much life to work with. He can be risky here. Oh, here we go! And he sees the lightning, and there's the spin! And it still tags him!
Wow, there we go. Oh, and that's the hit confirmed into the dive. That was a really quick game one from Nivek.
Okay, so I take that back. He got tagged.
Jeez.
He got tagged. He got the read on the meter burn spin.
That was swift.
He got the read on the meter burn spin, but he got shocked by it anyway. So, okay, how about that?
Let's evaluate what happened right there. Nivek throws the meter burn Thunderball. Foxy teleports to get out of it. Lands, goes for meter burn spin, hits Nivek, but then hits the ball.
I guess I think what happened was the armor did not. It ran out halfway through, I think, because I think the armor's on the startup, not on the end. So although he tagged Nivek with the spin,
it didn't get rid of the ball,
and because the armor was no longer active, he just ate the ball and died. And then we saw a lovely jump back hit confirm into Superman charge. I mean, that was a great game from Nivek. I mean, Foxy's going to need to learn from this, and he's going to have to just go, okay,
learn from this.
He's going to have to take what happened in that game and then just try and make the adjustment. Nivek is very strong. I mean, we've seen it throughout this entire top 8, and we're seeing it again now. Nivek is no joke. And Foxy's going to have to do, well, he's going to have to try and see what he can do differently.
At no point did he have the edge in that game. At no point was he able to lay on momentum. It was purely Nivek's round right there.
100% Nivek.
So let's see if Foxy can bring this one back, but no, straight up into the first hit to Nivek. Good jumping kick. Wow, goes into the normal.
Good block on the low. I mean, that is the safe, the grab. He does tag him right before the neutral jump can connect. He's going to have to be, here comes a good grab here. And we're going to have to see what he can do. He's got Raiden in the corner, but obviously Raiden's got 3 bars of heat already. Oh, I'm not sure if that was intended. But he unfortunately eats that meter burn. Playing very conservative here. He looks a little bit lost. It doesn't look like he completely knows what to do.
The thing is, he can see that Nivek is blocking a lot, and he's got a lot of meter, so meter burn spins really aren't going to do as much. And he crouches under, so it goes over.
Oh, bad read on the spin though, unfortunately, but he's going to tag that with the meter burn spin. And he's going to see if he can pull this back. Hard knockdown. Nivek has almost 2 bars.
Oh, just missed the hit confirm, doesn't hold the string just long enough.
That's going to be a full combo punish. He does break. He wants this round. And that's going to be a convert. It's too far away to convert off it, but Hat's going to come back eventually.
But we know, oh, again the meter burn spin. We know that Nivek is building so much meter, so he can afford to take these risks. As soon as he hasn't got one, you can see the conservative play.
That's one of the things that Thunder God lets him do. That's going to be a full combo punish.
This is going to hurt so much.
He's in the corner. He has a bar of meter. Is he going to spend the farm? The very small farm of 1 bar. Here comes the low hat shenanigans. He understands he's going to press a button, but they both trade instead.
We're seeing basically a polar opposite of game 1 right now. Looks like Foxy's managing to get a lot of corner game out of Nivek. Even with a low amount of meter. Oh no, this zoning you get with Buzzsaw Lao. Quite powerful.
Oh, and he gets his string first. Nivek cannot break. He has not got the stamina. But he's going to break right now. He has to.
Uh-oh. Wow, fantastic Superman dive. Just does not have to deal with Superman. Will we see another token Nivek comeback? He can do it against Foxy Grandpa. He can do it against anyone in the world right now.
Here we come. Nivek answering back. He is not out of this. Is he going to? He hasn't. He's got a hit of armor if he needs it. That's plus.
Wow. Meter burn low hat is mad. Plus on block, but Nivek does manage a standing jab out of it.
Oh, Nivek is nowhere near out of this, but he's going to block all this. But look at the meter build this character has. And he tags him.
It's not going to hurt much damage though.
One more hit to do it. And there we go. That's the chip needed. 1-1.
Like that. Interesting to see Foxy not retaliate with a fatality of his own. Maybe he just wants to get down to business.
You know, I think that's it. That's got to be it. I mean, if you're going to
win now, fatalities later.
Exactly. Fatality to be a showman, but if you're in that momentum and go, right, I know what to do now, I've adjusted, and now it's a matter of Foxy's made the adjustment of dealing with the pressure that Raiden has. So Nivek, like we saw there, didn't crack. He was in the process of making a really smart comeback. He was still chipping away.
He could have done it had it not been the chip damage health that did it.
Exactly.
Beforehand, like when he made the comebacks against Pulsar, he had about 10-15% health left, so he was low. He was low on health, especially in comparison to the max health bar, but it wasn't chip territory. That was chip territory against Buzzsaw Lao, who's going to chip you out numerous ways.
Especially as the meter burn spin moves himself forward, it's hard to make a comeback in that situation. But for the longest time there, Foxy had no bar, so a comeback was completely possible. But we're going to go straight into the next match, and I do think both characters will stick with their guns. I mean, they know.
I don't think we're going to see a swap.
They know what they need to do to win. Both players, and now we have 1-1. Who is going to take the lead in this next match? The poke ability of that string, so strong.
At -7, very hard to punish. Foxy could have used a meter burn spin to punish, but decides to conserve it, probably for situations like that. Just there you go, one combo, he's out of the corner, and now he's mid-screen again. But he is now down on Mita significantly, but he gets the low hat pressure. Good blocks from Nivek. I love the check with that standing normal. I mean, it's so fast. Although low hat is -5, that normal is so quick. I think Foxy pretty much has to respect it. Well, Nivek obviously knows a lot about this matchup. I mean, both players seem to really studied on this. Good armor interruption. Counter poke does get the full combo. How much damage is he?
Oh, that's a full combo from that neutral jump. 40%, ladies and gentlemen, for that one neutral jump punch.
So much damage. I mean, both of these characters are going to hit you really hard. Throw to Nivek. This will almost take round 1. Good read on the teleport.
And there you go. Nivek taking the first round. Strong showing. I mean, Foxy has 2 bars of meter. That's 2 meat burn spins or a breaker. I think he's going to save it. He's going to save it on the meat burn spins. He acknowledges that he's going to wait for the... That's really smart. He goes for the wake-up string because he knows that Nivek's going to try and block a spin. So if he's blocking, then I get a free string, right? So that's why he did that. And that was really smart.
I like seeing, like, when players drop their combos, when they immediately build momentum, just like that. We saw there. Foxy did drop the combo, but then immediately got the standing string hit confirmed. No sprint though.
Low hat shenanigans.
Here we come. Here we go. Low hat blender.
And that's it. That's going to be that should be the round. That's we go. We've punished that with the dive kick. Here we go. Tighten up. We've seen this before. Again, Foxy having Nivek in the corner with 2 bars. Lovely anti-air though. Really nice anti-air with that meter burn interaction.
Bit about interactables though. I mean, they don't respawn now, so that corner escape that worked then, he now doesn't have access to.
Shenanigans! Low intense and overhead! That is the crazy stuff that Foxy does with Lau when he has you in the corner and he has bar. That's going to be a full hit confirm. And is this going to be Foxy's game? Or is Nivek going to pull off one of his token comebacks?
God, Doomsday says hello from that setup. The low overhead so quick.
Nivek's execution is so tidy.
Will he make another comeback? Can we see it? He is sitting at no meter though, but he's... Oh no, the execution error! Does manage the backdash. Really good use of the invincibility frames and the backdash to just avoid that whiff punish.
And here comes Foxy being careful. He acknowledges he doesn't need to go in crazily. Oh, that's full punish! Full punish on that meat burn spin! And that will be 2-1.
At this level of play, you will not see back 2s from Raiden. You will not see that overhead go unpunished, especially when there's this much on the line. Foxy is 1 match away from becoming our first European champion of week 1.
I do respect the attempt though. I mean, Nivek acknowledged there that he's blocking low more than he's blocking overhead. The overhead is so unsafe. He knows that it's so unsafe on block that it's unlikely he's going to go for it more than the safe option. That being said, obviously we know that he can go overhead into grab to do less damage, but is more safe.
It's the mind game you have to think about when mix-ups are involved in that sort of situation. It's like when the low is the safe option and you have enough health that a punish from the other option will kill you. It is the last thing they'll think you're going to go for,
so
which is why you do it.
If you go for the overhead, which is the unlikely option, you know, it's a good read, but unfortunately didn't pay out. Foxy did block it and then get a full combo punish.
It is the definition of you bet it all or nothing. If he got the read, that was his round. If he blocked it, he was dead.
Okay, so 2-1 to Foxy. Will this be the final game, or is Nivek going to pull it through? Nivek is more than capable of doing this, so this should be a good set.
He took game 1 very quickly. I don't think it was longer than 30 seconds per round. But Foxy has made the adjustment. Will we see Nivek return the favor?
Full confirm. Nivek in the corner, hard knockdown. He's going to get good read on that armor though. And he's going to fight his way out, but eats a spin anyway.
Drops the combo, gets himself 13%, and he still stays in the corner.
Oh, Nivek is really needs to tighten. There we go, he's tightening up this execution. Will we see a full? There we go, yep, he gets the full confirm. 44%, that's so much damage.
That is disgusting damage.
He didn't have the bar to anti-air reliably, and he's still alive. And that's going to be it. Tournament point for Foxy Grandpa right now.
He's a round away from securing himself 100 league points and $500 in prize money. Nivek must make the adjustment. He has sitting at a bar of meter. He has the damage available. He has the reversal. He has the wake up. And there we go. He uses it. Does corner Foxy. Will he use the 50-50s to really make the most of this?
Goes Leaves him standing. He gets a good read on that 50-50. This could be everything he needs to stay in this tournament right now. And that's a really good grab.
That's one cycle. He got the read and then he gets the throw. Will he be able to make this? Will Foxy make the comeback?
Oh, the low hat into spin. The token. Everyone does that. But it's so good. It must be respected.
What a read on the dive kick. He knows that the low hat is a problem. But he does it at full corner combo. He has no breaker available. What will this do?
Is this everything Foxy needs? One more hit will take it. One more hit will take it. This is going to be hard for him to pull through. He can't really get out of this. So much chip will take him, and that will take this tournament. Foxy Grandpa from the UK is your winner of the very first EU Mortal Kombat X Pro League presented by
What was the killing blow?
A down one. I mean, that wasn't anticlimactic.
I'm not happy about that.
I mean, the entire sequence was great, but then we ended up, I was at least expecting
The set was fantastic. The finish, a down one on finish him.
Really, Foxy, you'll have words from us later.
But you know, in all seriousness, back to sort of real talk, Good play to Nivek and Foxy Grandpa. They are your first and second places. Foxy Grandpa is your champion today, has guaranteed himself $500 and 100 league points, making him top of the leaderboard right now for the European side of the Mortal Kombat X Pro League. Nivek is also second now with his strong performance. I have no doubt we'll be seeing them very soon as the weeks go across. But well played, what a set. That's going to tidy up this week. I mean, if you can see the brackets there, it was a very strong performance, very dominant from Foxy, honestly. So it was so there we see there, it was a lot of 3-0s. He 2-0'd a lot of people in his bracket beforehand. I mean, this guy came to play. I mean, so did Nivek. I mean, unfortunately, Nivek having such a ridiculously dominant first game and really amazing rounds and great games after that, but Foxy just pulling it through every single time. I mean, really good stuff. I mean, from everyone in this top 8, So, you know, we have people like Pulsar, we have people like Fassel, these guys that have all come to play, and they did give great showings. I'm more than confident they'll bring it next time. Oh, it's been fantastic gameplay today, but remember, everyone that took part has done so through gg.esl/Mortal Kombat X MKX Pro League. So again, gg.esl/MKX Pro League to find out how you as well can get involved in these weekly tournaments. We could not encourage you more to get involved. They are free to enter. Anyone has access to them, and you yourself can find yourself on this stream where your games will be broadcast, and you can stand a chance to win some big money. So if you think you can take these guys out, feel free. Sign up, register, and see if you can do it. We'll be more than happy to see you play. If you want to follow all of this on social media, you can do so by ESL, Mortal Kombat, and NetherRealm on Twitter. It's a really good place to go. You can have ESL, Mortal Kombat, and Mortal Kombat on Facebook, ESL and MK Community Manager on YouTube. They're sort of the 3 areas you can access to get more information on this league, future leagues, brackets, players, and where to sign up yourself, which is the most important thing. Well, keep in mind
in these online tournaments.
Well, that's it. Keep in mind, this is week 1. We have 7 more of these to go, and that's just for the European wing. Remember, this is a global thing. So CIS, Russia, North America as well, and obviously as well as the European side. We will see by the end of it who will be your top 16. We now have Foxy Grandpa, Nivek, all the top places today, showing that they are Europe's representatives. See who else we can get as the weeks go along.
But on that note, thank you all very much for watching. We hope you guys enjoyed this first tournament. The next one is actually in a few days. You can catch us this coming Wednesday at 8 PM CEST, where we'll have the next batch of our top 16. You will actually see Foxy again. Foxy has made it through to the next top 16, no doubt with more Kung Lao stuff, and hopefully some new tricks that we can really see people use.
I'm sure we see some really cool characters and players come out of the woodwork as the weeks go on. Really excited to see it. Hopefully it's some of you guys watching.
But anyway, that should be all we have time for tonight. We do hope that you guys enjoyed this. I thoroughly enjoyed watching all of these matches, and we will no doubt have a really good set to come. So thank you for watching, and we will see you next time. Take care.
Thanks very much.